back to New Rockstars. We're live streaming. It's the day before the big Disney entertainment panel at D23.
Some of them are already down there. I just saw some parade routes on the Disney influencer accounts. They're pulling out all the stops.
We've got boots on the ground. Erik, Voss, and Jessica Clemons are already at D23. They will be at the event tomorrow. We're finally cashing those Disney shill checks for full access. They will be reporting back anything they see. But in the meantime, it's an exciting week. It's an exciting time of year for us, for Marvel fans, for Disney fans. And so we wanted to connect with you, the audience, talk about some of our predictions for what we might learn tomorrow, make some predictions of our own, debate kind of the state of Disney and its attendant properties. Here to do that, my name is Zach Huddleston. I'm thrilled to be here with my compatriots, my fellow predictors. Gina and Abby are both here. We got producer Brian on the decks. He'll be jumping in a little bit. There he is. And we want to hear from you all. Thank you to everybody who's already active in the chat. I see the Wiggy Stardust just became a channel member. Thank you very much. We'll be trying to answer all the, or we won't try. We will answer all the super chats and
Our
engage.
answers just might be wrong.
That's true. Yeah. I can't guarantee accuracy, but and engage with all the good stuff coming in on the chat. It's kind of the stream before the stream.
Yeah,
it's D23 Eve.
Yeah,
that's right.
I feel like I feel like they should really space these things out. Like we just had Comic-Con, give us a couple months to like recover and get amped for more news, and then it's like when they cram holidays too close together. I'm like, Thanksgiving, get out of my Christmas.
Well, I mean, Christmas and New Year's are entirely too close together. We need at least a 2-week break between those. I guess that's about the gap we have between San Diego Comic-Con and now. But and I mean, not too long ago, we were just doing CinemaCon. It feels like yesterday. That was all the way back in April. But okay, speaking of super chats, we've got one already coming in. From our friend talking Star Wars Starfighter tease or cast at D23.
They're
both.
Yeah.
If you think Ryan Gosling isn't walking out on that stage,
I think he'll be there twice.
Yeah, I have like I have a little bit of like insider info, which is that like I know someone who's like writing / a writer on Starfighter.
Okay.
Ooh.
And like their feed is very like gearing up for D23, so
Okay.
you know.
Well, and Star
Wars could
Wars
just be a fan, I guess. Don't quote me on that.
Star Wars did not really have a presence at San Diego Comic-Con, or Starfighter was not mentioned, even though Gosling and director of Starfighter and Ghost Rider, Sean.
Oh my God.
Why are we? I'm sure the chat is.
Yeah, he's yelling at us right now. I'm not great with names, you guys.
He did Cheaper by the Dozen. Sean Levy.
Yeah.
I like that the credit that came to mind first for you, Abby, was Cheaper by the Dozen. The director of Deadpool and Wolverine and Night at the Museum and
Fall Guy.
Yeah. Sean Levy. That will not be the last brain fart I have here today. But they were both there, but of course not talking about Starfighter. They were talking about Ghost Rider, which they're collaborating on again.
Starfighter : Ghost Rider. Starfighter Ghost Fighter.
Oh, they do kind of rhyme. Also, we got another super chat I want to answer, but just to lay out for you kind of the structure we're going to do for this live stream, as and we will be, again, Erik, Voss and Jessica Clemons are already in Anaheim. They're attending events and like looking at the floor at D23. They're going to report back anything they see that is newsworthy, and we'll relay that to you in real time. But also, I think we're going to go through what we're anticipating for Disney Plus news. We're going to go through what we're anticipating for theatrical releases, both Marvel, Star Wars, and other Disney, Fox, Disney Animation, Pixar, all that kind of stuff. We'll throw out some wild card stuff. We're not going to get too deep into park stuff. That's not really our milieu, though. Abby and Gina are big parks heads.
Yeah, I am. I'm already looking at the Oogie Boogie Bash Halloween menu items.
Yeah.
They got some good ones this year.
Zach can't relate. Apples. He is not a Disney adult, and he does.
And Zach is the only one of us that has a kid.
And I sit in firm judgment of Disney adults. No. Everybody can have their fun. But we might touch on a little bit of that, especially the overlap there. Some Avengers Campus news we might get tomorrow. But yes, let's get to that super chat. Brian, who are we hearing from here? Our friend Cassidy Kelly, Storm, Jamie Lawson. you're stealing my thunder here. You
crap.
better believe her name was going to come up on my prediction list later.
Is this one of the? I gotta tell you, one of the things that's been driving me crazy is these various like X-Men accounts that just report anyone. If Disney farted in their general direction, these X-Men accounts are like, this person reportedly this, and they list like 80 people a day, and you know that they're going to obviously get one of them right when you list every
Yeah,
actor in
it's just
Hollywood.
so that they can say they were right.
Yes.
Exactly,
Also,
exactly.
if you don't think that like any agent of a young up-and-coming actor in Hollywood
yeah.
is not leaking their name attached to these big roles right and left.
Yeah.
Because even just being in the conversation for some of these roles can kind of help elevate your status.
Get some buzz, because then
but-
people will be like, who's that?
Though Jamie Lawson, of course, one of the stars of Sinners last year, and a very talented young actress, has been one of the names mentioned, I think, the most actively for Storm, and I really like her and am angling for her. Also, you better believe I have a really long list of actors and their ages, because I have a theory I'm going to share later about X-Men casting. But let's kind of start, or do we have another super chat, Brian? Okay, let's get to that. Ain't You Cloyd? I need Igby Rigney as Iceman. Watch the shards.
I just started it, but I have to.
Igby Rigby? Is that
Igby Rigney, which it sounds like your name is a riddle.
Okay, he's the main guy. He's good. I started the shards this week.
Okay.
I don't
If you're a
recognize
Ryan
this
Murphy
dude.
person.
Yeah. Oh, he's in Midnight Mass, I guess. Okay. I don't know any of his
I
other
did
credits,
watch
but
Midnight Mass.
I'll take your word for
Oh,
it.
that kid. Okay.
Now, he's the main guy who's not Richard Gere's son?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And you better believe we're going to be Googling and IMDbing a lot of young actors whose credits we named.
I don't know the youth.
Well, and a lot of these people have only been in a couple things.
I mean, that's the thing. That's the thing. If there's I have a couple blind spots when it comes to like TV series, and like really, right now I've been immersing myself in X-Men animated series.
You
and
are
there's
just
no-
like emerging from your
I
X-Men
know,
bubble to see.
I know. And as like a palate cleanser, I've been watching stuff that's like 30 years old. Like, I'm like,
Yes.
oh, I've got to watch some Sliders.
And in general, when actors are under 25 or so, it's not like they have 10-year careers of 50 credits, right?
Yeah.
It's rare that somebody like Sadie Sink has kind of total name recognition as a really young actor, mostly because they've had one humongous role.
Well,
right?
also a lot of these names that are in the mix are like 10th on the call sheet on some random show. They're not opening movies. It's not like people are saying like, oh, Tom Holland, like blah blah blah. They're people on usually streaming shows. Everyone that sort of I've been looking up. It's like streaming shows or like one indie movie.
Yes, maybe a horror movie, a BBC procedural, something like that.
A Prime streaming.
What's that?
A Prime streaming.
A Prime streaming
exactly.
series.
Tubi
They
original.
turned Pretty one summer, something like that. You know what I mean? They stopped a heart.
Yeah, I mean there was a period of time where like CW shows were huge, and like people were like, oh well, we're talking about like the cast of Buffy or the cast of the OC or like the cast of Gossip Girl, and I feel like those periods of time, those stars were like all over, but now young stars are getting smarter.
There's so many.
We got our Bucky Barnes from Gossip Girl.
is
Sebastian
true.
Stan. We got another super chat there, Brian.
Yep.
Matthew P., our friend. Any Kingdom Hearts fans at NR? Hopefully news tomorrow.
It's me. I'm the Kingdom Hearts fan at New Rockstars. I don't know if it doesn't seem like it's Berg's thing. Listen, I will play any like Disney game, that and like the like Epic Mickey series. I'm all about it. But like the last Kingdom Hearts sort of like I played it and didn't finish it, so I don't know how stoked I am about this news. But they can win me over again, because Kingdom Hearts 1 is one of my favorite games ever.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know if gaming is officially in the agenda for the Disney Entertainment panel tomorrow. There might be
I
a
don't
separate
know.
panel for gaming.
There's a Kingdom Hearts panel.
Oh, okay.
So
Because it's still one of their most popular games.
yeah.
But how many more properties can they mine though? Like once I got to that last Kingdom Hearts, I was like, what is this? You have to find ingredients for Remy the Rat to cook? Like
Yeah, and we're gonna get into it. They're already gonna have a lot to talk about just with Disney Plus and theatrical releases. We got another super chat here, Brian. Just J90 odds for Rockpocalypse. What is
Is that
Rockopocalypse?
Dwayne the Rock?
Yeah. He comes in and crashes.
I feel like they already had Rockpocalypse. They had Moana this year.
Ah,
I feel like that was not a rock
this,
apocalypse.
is this a?
Or is it The Rock as Apocalypse?
Well,
Oh, that
I don't
makes
know.
much more
I
sense.
just like thought we were getting like apocalypsed with his presence.
That makes much more sense. Thank you, Brian, for
I can see that.
also,
yeah, it's hard.
yeah,
It's hard.
I kind of like that. I mean, he is kind of like a weird, ageless, big-headed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see him as a 1,000-year-old person.
Over under 20?
But I would say the odds low.
Yeah, I honestly don't know if I think that they are very smartly not going to tread the same waters as the animated show. I think the animated show is a success and they don't want to mess that up because they know they have 2 more seasons coming. So I think that any major storylines from the last 2 seasons of the animated show, they are probably not going to retread in live action because of the inevitable comparisons. I think people would then be like, oh, but I loved it so much in the animated series, and Apocalypse in the animated series was so good. So, I mean, I realize, like, obviously they're going to have Storm and they're going to have this and that, but having the same exact villain, I don't think is going to happen.
Also, making some big assumptions that Jake Schreier, the team behind Beef, Thunderbolts, right? That like they might be aiming for a little bit more grounded first film.
Yeah.
Apocalypse can be, I mean, awesome villain, but that's a lot. You got to have time travel.
Yeah, that's true.
He looks kind of crazy.
Yeah. You got to
Google-
start with just like, hey, we're mutants and people hate us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Got another super chat down the pipe there. Ain't You Cloyd Back? Hunter Schafer Mystique is almost too
That would
perfect.
be great.
You're right. There's a lot of people. We're gonna name some other names who are angling for that Mystique role, but Hunter Schafer would be a really good one.
It's one of the more coveted ones, I think.
Yes. And yeah, probably not the last Euphoria cast member we mentioned here today for potential X-Men casting as well. Next super chat, 2K fart shot or 2K farts hot. I don't know how it's pronounced. Would you live in Westview or Emperor Doom's Earth?
Oh man,
Westview.
Westview was like if you can ignore the fact that they were probably internally screaming, like Westview was tight.
That was
like it was like you're
their
getting like
Halloween
90s
parties,
sitcoms. You're getting
And you know what? Like, while you're under a hex, you don't got to go to work.
You're going
that
to
is
fake
true,
work. I mean,
and your lawn is perfect.
You don't get
all
paid.
year round. Like,
Yeah, I mean, but presumably you're still eating and like taking
Well,
care of
yeah, that's
biological
true.
processes,
like more
right?
towards
True.
the edge of the suburb, like when they go to the edge and they're just stuck.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, that's true. Plus, like I do think that like when they snap out of it, sometimes they're like they're like in obsession. They're like kill me, kill me, and then like in that case I don't want it. But if I just get to live in like a cool ass like 1990s sitcom world, I'm in.
We don't know anything about Emperor Doom's Earth yet, how it will
That's
be
true.
portrayed in the film.
Does it have universal health care?
That's right.
Do you even survive if you're not a superhero?
That's
right.
true. That would suck.
Do I get a cool metal costume and a robe?
Yeah.
Because I might be in for that.
Or maybe you just like work at like the fast food restaurants to serve the heroes. In that case, like I would be like, well, this planet sucks, but like I'm still at least I still.
Oh,
have a
did
job.
you just say when you said fast food restaurant to serve the heroes, or did you mean euros? Because I want to talk about what do we think Latvian cuisine is like, okay? Are you getting a Mediterranean element? Is there a little bit of like Greek, Turkish, some kind of food there? Or
there
is it more,
baklava?
or is it more like Central Europe? Is it kind of going to be more like Polish, Hungarian kind of food?
Yeah.
And you're getting like, a little a beet soup, a little borscht kind of thing.
I bet it's a fusion. It's a fusion.
Okay.
There's someone in LA right now making like a Latvian fusion restaurant that's just so hip.
Oh hell yeah, dude! I want some of the. I want a little bit of like Middle Eastern flavors.
should do that
I want it
at
cooked in a tagine. I want there to be all kinds of spices and stuff like that. Okay. You guys are cool with the next 45 minutes being mostly
Yeah.
Listen, I could actually talk about the
Fancasting
Avengers
food.
Campus menu at Disney because that food is pretty damn good at Avengers Campus.
We got another super chat coming down the pipe. Thank you to everybody active in the chat. Shelby Pink 1. I hope Elizabeth Olsen's Wanda comes back. Put a pin in that. We're going to come back to predictions for announcements related to Doomsday. I think they're going to lean heavy. Doomsday is going to be a big part of the presentation.
How much people are betting on this stuff on Kalshi, right? That's the betting app.
Yes. One of
We
one
should
of
do
them.
that and get rich.
I don't know how it works, and I don't know.
I mean, if I was Elizabeth Olsen, I'd be on there. She knows.
Insider trading.
Yes. Next super chat. Tay Klops. Do we get X-Men news tomorrow?
I think we get all the X-Men news.
All signs
Yeah.
point to yes.
I think that they're going to announce full cast tomorrow.
Ooh, full cast.
Well, I think I would say most of the cast. I think that they just had the X-Men animated series finale, and they like are trying to like ramp up, keep it hot. So they're gonna do the big names tomorrow. I think.
Yes, agreed. I do think we get some news.
Yeah, and we'll be here breaking that news to you
Yes,
first.
in real time.
Yeah.
Here, we're gonna come back to some more super chats here momentarily, but I do want to pivot us here, and you all in the chat. We're gonna open with Disney Plus stuff, okay? Mostly Marvel Disney Plus stuff. What we think they're gonna talk about. Our next big Marvel thing confirmed that we know is Vision Quest coming out in October.
Yeah.
We're about 6-ish weeks out from the start of that. There's been no trailer, no set photos, almost nothing other than casting and some very kind of broad ideas of what the show is released. Feels like they've been sitting on that.
I mean, I know writers who were in, I think that they have since like rewritten some scripts, but I know writers who were in that writer's room and they wrote those scripts like over 4 years ago for that first one, like pre strikes. And then since then, like nothing. I mean, it's possible it's been totally retooled, but that show has been in the making for so long, and they had a fully written season of scripts like 4 years ago.
Wow. And obviously they've been talking, I feel like almost immediately after WandaVision, there was already talk of the second and third leg of the series,
and
right?
some of the same writers from WandaVision, from Agatha all along were writing on that. So all great writers with proven hits. So for them to have shelved this for so long is very weird.
Though there's also been there's been leaks that like people that have seen something or read something are blown away by it. And that it's really good.
Yeah.
Terry Matalas, I believe is how you say his name, who also did the Picard series, is the showrunner of this. It's a different showrunner than either Agatha or WandaVision.
Yes.
But talented crew, obviously. Vision is back. Paul Bettany, James Spader will be voicing or playing some version of Ultron. We don't know. Again, like all these people have been cast as different AIs. We don't know. Are they going to look like themselves? Or are they going to be just voices coming out of boxes?
I kind of imagine them like the Power Rangers, like they're all gonna be different colors.
James
like how
Spader is
Vision-
gonna be high kicking.
I hope so, but like I guess Vision's all white now, but like they'll all be different, like little robots of themselves.
Oh yeah.
But also like, are we going to see the entire time we see Vision? Is he going to be all white, or is he going to look like Paul Bettany some of the time?
Yeah.
like
He'll
in
look
WandaVision.
Paul Bettany.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So our kind of predictions here for Vision Quest news, are we thinking like, do we get a trailer? It's about, they've been waiting lately. They've been waiting till closer to the release of these series to even put out trailers. A lot of this stuff is like not kicking off till 30 days out, but we're pretty close to 30 days out on Vision Quest.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't think we're going to get a trailer, and I'm basing this only on the fact that there hasn't been like word of mouth really. Like usually they want it to be like there's so much word of mouth around X-Men casting, and that's years out. Like, so I don't know. I think that they might. I hope we do. I think it would be smart if they did. I just don't think we are.
I think they will.
You do?
Yeah.
All right.
I feel like it'll be
Abby,
like the
did
first.
you cut the trailer? You
No,
cut the
I
trailer
did
for that.
No, I feel like it'll be like the first thing and just a trailer, and then they'll get Paul Bettany off the stage.
And you think the next 30 days will be them like hyping it up?
The big
Yeah.
ramp up.
I mean, that's the smart thing to do.
Yeah.
Is like, boom, you looking for
they
this?
should
You
do
forgot
what I'm
this
saying,
existed,
but there is
didn't
a
you?
chance that
Yeah,
Yes.
it's hard to tell.
So we have to, in talking about Vision Quest and some of the other things we're about to talk about, we have to kind of put that in the context of like the hints and the moves Marvel and Disney have been showing us of like their shifting strategy for Marvel stuff on Disney Plus, right? Like there was a time we got 3 live action series and 1 or 2 animated series every year. Lately, they've been kind of binge dropping and burying stuff, canceling stuff,
burning stuff off.
Yes, burning stuff off. Wonder Man got a season 2 greenlit and then canceled. It seems like they are trying to shift some priorities back to theatrical. They're
Yes,
worried about either running these secondary characters on Disney Plus that don't move the needle as much, or kind of using up their theatrical characters on Disney Plus and having the movies not feel as special. And so like they might be pivoting away. We do know this show has been shot and is coming out relatively soon. The release date in October is confirmed. We know we're getting a Daredevil Born Again season 3. That's the other thing they're going to talk about. I believe that's the only other live action Marvel show, as we know right now, that is in any state of production. That's coming out early next year, a year after the last season. And there has been, it's funny, there's been more news about that lately. Like Deborah Ann Woll and some of the other casts have been doing press and stuff like that, talking about the third season. Vincent D'Onofrio never stops doing press.
It's his whole personality now.
So we know we're gonna get. Do we see some footage from Daredevil Born Again season 3?
I don't know.
That's a good question. I wouldn't be surprised. I think that they've been burned in the past by releasing footage too early and then having people pick it apart. People like new rock stars picking it apart. But because Daredevil is not one of their CGI heavy shows, I think that they could release like one cool fight scene to get you excited.
I feel like if they do, it'll be something Defenders with all the.
I mean, I would freaking love that.
Or not even Defenders, just like they'll show that they have Mike Coulter and everyone coming back.
Yeah, he just comes in and just punches a dude that Daredevil is like losing to. I would be so in for that.
Yeah.
Well, and I guess that's a nice transition point here. So there's been this rumor that they are working on 2 special presentations for release next year. We just got, not too long ago, we got our first special presentation in a while, Punisher One Last Kill. Kind of like tacked on to Daredevil Born Again season 2, though it was thematically and plot unrelated to that show. But it was pretty cool. I loved it, despite the one really bad CGI shot that people seem to focus on. I thought that was an awesome use of that character and the format of special presentation. So if that rumor is true, and there are 2 special presentations in the works for next year, could one of those be a Heroes for Hire special presentation? Another Punisher special presentation?
I don't know if they'll. I think like we might be between Daredevil and then the Punisher and then Spider-Man. They might be approaching Punisher burnout a little bit.
Burnout?
Yeah. I think Defenders is much more likely. I think that they're still not sure what to do with Iron Fist, like after those 2 seasons of because like Iron Fist in Defenders, I thought was great. Like they knew how to use him. He was getting yelled at by Luke Cage a lot. That dynamic was great. I don't know if they're like eager to get him back, but like Defenders would be like just the right amount of Finn. What's his name?
Not Wolfhard. Finn Jones.
Finn Jones.
Yeah, and Matthew P sending in a super chat asking any predictions for special presentations. You're right on target there.
Yeah.
I mean, even, you know what I would love? Werewolf by Night 2.
Oh, I would love
Furry
that.
Boogaloo.
I would love that.
Would love to see that. Let Giacchino or his son or whoever else cook for another hour with that.
I would love that.
There's even been some speculation now. I disagree with this, but like, do you soft launch some side mutant characters?
Oh, I think that is exactly what they're trying to avoid right now.
They want the X-Men to feel theatrical.
Yeah, I think if they're going to do anything, it's going to be they're going to stick with sort of the universe that they've already created, like Daredevil or an offshoot of Daredevil, like a Jessica Jones type of thing, or it's going to be a character that they have no theatrical plans for.
Would they wrap up any of like the 10 shows that got a season 1, like even?
That would be
like
cool.
an Ironheart or a Moon Knight.
I mean, I would love it for it to be Moon Knight. Like, I think that Moon Knight is the one that I see the most online. That people are like, please bring us back Moon Knight. I also think it's one of the more expensive ones.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think CGI. I think Oscar Isaac is not cheap.
Whereas, like compared to like a Punisher, which is like lots of cool stuff, but mostly practical stuff and guns and squibs and blah blah blah, not like a man transforming into a beaked god.
And they shot the whole thing in 60 minutes, right? It's real time. It's one shot. I agree on the mutants. I don't think we'll get like a soft launch of like a Gambit solo story or something like that.
I could imagine like maybe like a DODC thing, like a something that's like, hey, here's, if you watch it, it'll help you when you get to like the mutants and all of this other stuff. But this is more of like the sort of procedural, like,
or even like for folks that watched Wonder Man, right? Like the Doorman bottle episode, basically, right? Like could we get the equivalent of that, but for a random mutant?
Yeah.
Now, maybe that doesn't have the kind of name recognition value of if it's like, Glob Herman's, one shot or something like that, but could be kind of cool just to like start laying that groundwork for how the mutants fit in. Let's get to some more super chats here before we come back and talk more Disney Plus. Sleepy Slow, any chance we get some Gato news? Maybe a trailer. There is 100% chance we get a Gato news.
I bet we'll get a trailer.
Yes. Gato, of course, is the Pixar film coming out March of 2027.
It looks, everything I've seen from it looks fantastic. Watch it with your cats.
And
if they drop
two
it.
MCU actors, top of the call sheet there, Mark Ruffalo and Lawrence Fishburne are two of the main voice actors. But yeah, the little, it's not even a full trailer, but the little teaser that's been showing in theaters is wonderful. And so a quick, to catch you up if you don't know that much about D23, every 2 years, Disney holds one of these. It's a giant fan event. It covers all things Disney, parks, all of their entertainment content, but also like products and cruises, everything. It takes place over a couple days in Anaheim. And, it kind of alternates with that and Star Wars Celebration is usually on the other years. And this year, it's in Anaheim down at the Honda Center. It's in like a basketball arena at the main event tomorrow. And so because it's every 2 years, the last one we had was in 2024, they're probably going to mostly focus on things in the next 2 years.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're going to get Kevin Feige pointing at a slate that goes to like 2035 or something like that. We're probably going to lean heavy into the rest of 2026 and then in 2027.
Yeah. We'll all be dead in 2 years anyway.
That's right.
So
That's right. None of us.
And Disney knows it.
That's right.
They're betting on it on Kalshi.
That's right. It'll be AIs attending the theme parks and going to the movies. And so I think definitely a big part of, if they end up doing a 2-hour presentation tomorrow, Marvel and Star Wars will be chunks of that, but big chunks will be dedicated to Pixar, Disney Animation, all the other verticals of the Disney empire. We got another super chat coming in. Gotta go Bam! I wouldn't mind if we waited for a later X-Men film to get Wolverine, but what do we think of Matt Wood from Saturday Night for the role? Okay, now we're all gonna furiously Google Matt Wood.
I love Saturday Night.
Who did he play in that?
He played Belushi.
Oh, he was great.
Okay.
Oh, he was so good.
A huskier gentleman.
It's it's hard because I've literally only seen him in Saturday Night, but he was great in that. There is a little bit of weirdness around the role of Wolverine because more so than any of the other characters, we've seen that character and that actor recently.
The most. And we've seen him the most too, right?
Yeah, and there are still people that are sort of like holding out hope for another like Deadpool movie where he will appear, and he said like, oh, I want to play him until I die and things like that. And also we like got a movie where he's old and like decrepit and stuff like that. So I would not be surprised if that is the character that they hold off on the longest to cast. He was not one of the first X-Men. He was not a teacher at the school. So they don't really need him in those earlier ones. I think that whoever ultimately does it has a very thankless job.
Oh, man.
More than any of the other characters. Like, I think, like, when we think of, like, James Marsden, we're like, oh, yay, like, our Cyclops. But we're not like, no, like, this is... Whereas people are like, no, only Hugh Jackman can play Wolverine. So that is a thankless role.
I saw a rumor that X23...
Daphne Keane?
Yeah, would be in
that
this
she'll
upcoming stuff. And
I saw that same rumor. I can't remember if it was Doomsday or
I think it was like the upcoming X-Men.
Yeah,
stuff.
That she would be like a part of the film. Interesting. Well, she's still only 21 years old.
Yeah,
because she was so young in Logan.
When she showed up in Deadpool and Wolverine, I cheered with the rest of my theater.
Yeah, her age does line up with a lot of the cast. We're gonna come back. More X-Men news to come. We got another super chat coming in. Cyclops, I think Emma Jean and Cyclops are perfectly casted. Those are the three castings we've kind of had so far.
Past tense of cast is cast. That's a fun fact for you.
Right.
Sorry, Cyclops.
Casted, I believe, only applies to fishing. Maybe it doesn't do that either.
It doesn't. It's still cast.
Okay, there is no casted. Agreed.
Yeah, they're killing it so far.
I haven't seen Kit Connor in anything. He looks like he'd be good in the role based on
Yeah.
nothing else but photos. But I love Samara Weaving and
Yeah.
Sadie Sink are already,
Yeah,
those are good casting.
I mean, they're both so good, and also have that like sort of indie tinge to them a little bit. Like, not, I know they're both in very mainstream things, but like Samara Weaving is so good in Ready or Not and Ready or Not 2, and she has like a little bit of an edge to her that I feel like was missing from the first Emma Frost. Dare I say it?
Wow.
I think you can absolutely say it. January Jones is not a good actor. Was not good as Emma Frost. I love her in Mad Men.
Yeah.
Where she basically played a mannequin come to life. But like,
Right.
when a role required her to do anything other than that, not so good.
Yeah.
Which is maybe one reason we haven't seen January Jones in anything in 15 years. Okay, we got another super chat coming in. MT Mitchell, will Vision Quest be Disney's sleeper hit? I like this take.
Yeah.
MT Mitchell. Here's the thing. WandaVision, I think expectations were pretty high and it delivered. Agatha all along, expectations I think were modest.
Yeah.
And it
Over-delivered,
over-delivered.
yeah.
So if your expectations or you think the hype or whatever for Vision Quest is lower right now, I think that is perfect. That's where Marvel wants you, I think.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a top 5 show. I think just based on what I've heard from behind the scenes, I think it's gonna be like great writing. They've got great actors, like movie star actors, not just sort of like TV stars. No shade to TV stars, but like I think it's gonna be great. And I think by this point most people have forgotten about it. So I think it will exceed expectations. I think everyone will be like, I remember this was supposed to come out.
It's got an Avenger in it, which cannot be, there hasn't been that much of that on Disney Plus in a while.
And James Spader was a great villain.
And is a talented actor. And like, you know what? Like Paul Bettany, I think was already like in his performance in that role was already pretty well liked. But then like what he did in WandaVision the last time we saw him. I mean, the Ship of Theseus monologue.
Yeah, he was
just
questionable.
everything. I think like even though it's been 5 years or whatever, like people are ready for more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, absolutely.
Agreed.
And it's a talented behind the scenes group as well. Another super chat coming in. GSU Eagle, our friend. If Marvel is looking to cast younger actors for X-Men, could we see the return of McKenna Grace or Ariana Greenblatt? And if so, who could they be? I like where your head's at. McKenna Grace, who of course played young Carol Danvers in Captain Marvel, but is a grown-ass woman now who is unrecognizable from that film. Yeah, they could cast her again. Also, we know from what's her name from the Eternals. Marvel's not above recasting people who was also in what's her name?
Oh, Gemma Chan.
Gemma Chan played 2 roles in the MCU. It's happened other times as well. They're not against it. Ariana Greenblatt. What is
She's
she?
Jan Gamora.
That's right. Yes, I mean,
yeah.
make her not green and nobody would even know.
Yeah, that one similar
Yeah.
to Gemma Chan. She's like a different color.
Yeah, I do think
Guardians
that
or
they are
whatever.
probably like
Or
looking at
Captain
all of the actors, regardless of if they had a small enough role like that. Like I just looked her up and I was like, who'd she play? And then you're like Gamora. I was like, oh right.
And she was like you guys said, like they were both children.
yeah, she
Yeah.
was like 8 years old.
But they were both like 10 when they did
Yeah.
that, and now they're grown women. So it's like, yeah, they're very, very different. I like your heads at GSU Eagle.
Yeah.
Plus, you know, Marvel's already got their phone number down.
I know.
They already
I
know their
think they're-
contact info, you know?
I'll say they're probably definitely in the mix somewhere, but that is true of like every actor between the ages like 18 and like 32.
There's a lot of people, and it's a big mix. Let's go to our next super chat here.
A lot of agents sending out a lot of fruit baskets.
So many. Yes, the phones are hot over at Marvel Studios. Sarah Hatchadorian. Hello,
Hi,
Sarah.
Sarah.
Off topic, but if you were given the reins to do a special presentation of Punisher and Spidey's Staten Island adventure, what would you have happen? That's a fun idea. Now, they are not going to be using Spider-Man on a Disney Plus special presentation, but I like that as a pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would do a like a sort of Law and Order-esque like procedural, but like a good cop bad cop situation where they're solving a mystery. I know that Marvel has been trying to crack a procedural TV show for a while. That was why Daredevil season 1 sort of was originally going to be a courtroom drama. And I think if it was like a sort of like street level crime mystery thing where it's them like chasing down thugs and interrogating them and then the Punisher being like, tell me the answer. And then like, Spidey being like, no, come on, like I got you some pizza here. Are you a little thirsty? Good cop, bad cop.
Absolutely. Real quick, we want to get to a couple more super chats, but I just want to kind of wrap up our Disney Plus prediction section. We haven't talked animation. Again, we're saying the live action Marvel stuff, we're definitely going to, actually, before we move on to animation, I think we're definitely hearing about Vision Quest. Maybe we see footage or a trailer. We're going to hear something about Daredevil Born Again Season 3, even if we don't see footage. Maybe Charlie Cox comes out. Maybe John Bernthal comes out. Who knows? Do we get, as far as we know, after Daredevil Born Again Season 3, next kind of winter, spring, there's no other live action Marvel stuff in the works, confirmed, right? Other than maybe these rumored special presentations, do we hear about another live action show?
I don't know. It's really dire.
Because if we're going to get something in 2027, they kind of have to start now.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that they are trying so hard to recalibrate and decide where they want to put their energies. And right now, their energies might be to animation.
Yeah. Okay.
On the TV side to differentiate.
I feel like this
it.
also applies to Star Wars too.
Yeah.
There's not really a lot past what's already being made that is like in development or you're hearing news of, and I'm scared for that.
I mean, basically, as the numbers have come out, and again, things were very different when Disney Plus first launched, and you're getting like Loki season 1 and WandaVision. But for the most part, over the last couple of years, Marvel and Star Wars live action stuff have not really moved the needle on Disney Plus. They're not like charting in a way in which a streamer needs them to. And still the most successful Marvel stuff on Disney Plus are the movies when they hit Disney Plus. Right.
And anytime you get like a new person in charge, they're going to want to shake things up, and that's what we're seeing right now.
Yeah. And I will say I'm holding out hope that we hear about a new Disney Plus project, a live action Marvel Disney Plus project. I have no idea what that might be, but I'm holding out hope. I will say before we move on from live action, do we get the Spider-Man Brand New Day date for when it will be on Disney Plus?
That I think we will.
Now, there's part of me that's like, man, it's still probably going to be #1 at the box office this weekend. Maybe they don't want to already get people thinking about streaming,
That is true, but I think like at this point, they're like, who cares? Like people are still going to go see it.
And it will be the biggest release on Disney Plus all year.
And they'll probably be like, ooh, that deleted scene with Claire Temple. We'll put that back in there.
Or Sony will like put it on MGM Plus for like a
No, how dare you, Abby? But Sony has an output deal with Netflix, so like sometimes you can see it over there. Okay, let's pivot to animation.
Yeah.
Gina, we're fresh off of X-Men 97 season 2. They're already production is advanced on season 3.
Advanced on season 3. I actually would not be surprised if we got like one mini clip. I would not be surprised. I know like scripts have already reportedly been written. They're already looking at season 4. So I would not be surprised if they had like told the animators like, hey, rush out like one fight scene with a character that we haven't seen before, like, or seen a lot of, and just like one 30-second fight scene just to keep that hype up. And also, I will say, I think that I would not be surprised if Disney, like I said, is now going to be like, let's focus more on animation. I would also not be surprised if they focus on nostalgia animation. There's been a lot of people clamoring for sort of a remake of the 90s Spider-Man animated shows. A lot of people like just off of the hype of X-Men. A lot of people who are like, hey, they had a whole run. They had a Silver Surfer cartoon. They had Fantastic Four. Like, put more nostalgia in there. So I think they're going to lean heavy into nostalgia this year.
And I mean, not the exact same thing, but you mentioned Spider-Man. We also, as far as we know, there is a second season of Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man that at different points has been talked about as coming out in 2026. We don't have a date for that yet.
Yeah.
Could be, I mean, they could be like, surprise, it's coming out in October, or could never come out. Or could be 2027. We don't know. But we're hoping to get news on that. Also, we know some degree of production has been done on Marvel Zombies season 2. Obviously, season 1 ended on a cliffhanger.
Yeah,
it was a fun show.
For them,
that was a lot of fun. As far as you know, there's no other animation Marvel projects that they've been working on, but maybe they could announce something new. Would be cool. As you mentioned, it seems like they're pivoting away from live action and towards animation, and Disney Plus being like the place where you do animation can kind of be Elseworlds, doesn't need to be canon with the films.
Right.
Can tell stories. I think also it's worth remembering in a lot of articles of like, holy shit, Brand New Day made so much money. How did it make so much money? People have mentioned like one thing that sets Spider-Man apart, besides Tom Holland being great and like it just being a very popular character, is like there's a generation of kids right now that have grown up with Spidey and Friends.
Yeah.
Like my daughter is in that generation, right? And that show has been very successful at converting otherwise non-superhero fans into Marvel superhero fans.
It's also like it's also sort of the one property that like there's always going to be like someone young starring in it. Yeah. It's never going to be like, you know, it's sort of like, oh, young person issues. I'm not saying that they're not like heavy issues and heavy themes, but it's not like X-Men, which is dealing with institutional like racism, or like, oh, the death of planets in like Fantastic Four. It is very accessible to kids. It is very loved by kids. Every generation has their animated Spider-Man. Like for me, it was the 90s animated Spider-Man. I loved it. So then I was like, hell yeah, more animated Spider-Man, let's go. And 10 years from now, your daughter will be like the perfect age to still love the next iteration of Spider-Man.
And we haven't been burned in a while by a Spider-Man movie. Tom Holland hasn't made a bad Spider-Man movie.
And even the ones that like people at the time were like, I don't like this. Now people are like, oh, I love it. Give me my Andrew Garfield.
Resurgence.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Multiple Oscar winner Emma Stone showing up in there. Let's get to a couple more super chats before we pivot here to some other non-Marvel anticipated things. Cassidy Kelly coming back. Wonder Man movie in the future. Okay. Yeah. Just based off of this, I have a pitch for a wild card thing that could happen tomorrow. Oh. I stole this from a Reddit thread I saw the other day. I already told Brian about this. What if Wonder Man Season 2 gets back greenlit as a meta move that connects to the topics of the show?
Oh man, I would love that so much. Crazy. Like, and if they're like, oh, it was like a really successful movie, now we're gonna do it as a TV show and blah 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 blah. I mean, I would love it. I think the fact that you have a crazy hot director, like hot in the sense of like
the #1 movie of the year.
#1 movie of the year. Everything he does is good. Like he hasn't had a stinker. You've got like 2 stars who are raring to go.
The first Disney Plus Emmy nomination for Yaya, I believe, or at least in a while. He got an Emmy nomination.
Yeah. And he also like he chooses his projects so carefully. Like if you followed his career, everything that he's done is like so smart and calculated. I would not be surprised if they said, let's do this as a movie. They've also done it before, like the Nova movie that's coming out. Like I like met with someone at Disney when that was a TV show. Like they were meeting TV writers to write on the Nova TV show. And then like my reps were like, yeah, we don't know what happened to it. And like 4 years later, they're like, yeah, it's a movie. So like, I would not be surprised if they were like, hey, we've already got kind of like good scripts and actors and directors. Like let's slap that together, put it in 2 hours.
I'm hopeful that it's not too late for it to come back as a show.
I don't think it is. I think really so many people are still outraged. They're writing letters.
It was just a really weird announcement, but then a release.
If only some channel would do a special on like what we think happened.
It exists. Jessica Clemons made it last week.
Oh my
God. Wow.
WTF is happening about that and Blade. It's a really good video. Go check that out. Okay, another super chat. Jeremy Nogueras, I literally need Rogue to debut as a villain in the X-Men movie. It's an integral part of our story and redemption arc. Yeah, I like where your head's at, Jeremy.
That would be smart, and it would be like a good way to. I mean, that's like if you watch the animated like X-Men Evolution, it like a lot of it was like, oh yeah, is she gonna be a good guy? Is she gonna be a bad guy? She started as like
Now the only thing going against that potential. It's literally what they just did with Jean Grey.
That is true. That is true.
Maybe they don't just keep hitting that formula over and over again, but you never know. And some of the actors that have been attached to kind of rumored with Rogue would make for a nice kind of villain. Indy Navarrete, Odessa Azion, however you say her name, from Marty Supreme. They could do a little edgy, kind of naughty too, really well. Okay, next super chat. Shelby Pink coming back. Maybe they're keeping Vision Quest so under wraps is because they're trying to keep a Wanda return mention a secret.
I hope.
Would they do that for a TV show? I feel like if they're going to bring her back, it's going to be in Doomsday, right?
I mean, we kept speculating that she was going to show up in Agatha, and she never did.
Yeah.
So,
I think now it's been built up by so much hype that like it seems like if they want her to come back, it's got to be in one of the movies.
Yeah. Could we even get her in flashback form? Like, they don't have to confirm that
that's
she's
true.
canonically alive in the MCU.
Yeah.
Or maybe like in the very, very end, like it's like you sort of hear something after I assume that all of the robots have conquered humanity. It's like there's one human left, and she's like, it's me.
Well, aren't Billy and Tommy gonna reunite?
Yes, they're
potentially?
both confirmed as in the cast for Vision
So
Quest.
Yeah.
maybe at the end, how Agatha ended with like, let's go
Oh,
get Tommy.
yeah.
They go, let's go get Mommy.
Yeah. Or you just like see one of them go, Mom? And then it like cuts to black and everyone's like, we didn't even get to see her.
Just one black stained finger comes into frame.
Or they do like the Evan Peters like Quicksilver where it's just the back.
Yeah.
And then the next episode is not
Yes.
Elizabeth Olsen.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one way to build hype is to bring back the character that the highest number of fans want back.
Yeah.
It is crazy that is consistently like the number one request.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I mean-
even more so than
Robert Downey Jr.
Well, what's her name? You know, the Black Widow.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. Yeah. Scarlett Johansson. Yeah. Agreed. Okay. Let's get through a couple more super chats, and then I want to talk non-Marvel stuff we might see at D23. Ain't You Cloyd coming back? I'm hoping we just keep Daphne as X-23, not Wolvie. That is a good point.
Possibility.
You won't have a giant Wolverine-sized hole in the middle of the movie.
Yeah.
Because I think there's still, we are comic book fans, so like we know the full cast, but for a lot of people, when they think of X-Men, the first thing they think of is Wolverine, and it can be tough. Now, we had several first-class movies that did not need a Wolverine.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
I
And
mean,
also,
actually, he cameoed and obviously showed up in Days of Future Past and stuff like that. But
yeah, I mean, and it is very much, it's a product of the first few live action movies that Wolverine was such an integral part because he was not in the comics. He was not in any of there was the animated Wolverine in the X-Men, but like that was like post movies that Wolverine and the X-Men came out.
yeah, well, I mean, he
Before
got
that,
really
wasn't
popular in the
that-
90s, obviously. But
Yeah.
I mean, the X-Men were around for decades before
Yeah.
he kind
Yeah.
of blew up and became the big character. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Next super chat. Angel Ganorio, I hope I'm saying that right. Pirates of the Caribbean news revival.
Is it a revival if the last movie just like came out like 5 years ago or something? Like, didn't it come out fairly recently?
Like 2017, I think.
Was it?
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Hasn't it?
Wait. Yeah, no.
Wasn't that pre-divorce trial? Was the last one we
yeah,
got?
I feel like because there was.
I mean, Johnny Depp's out there as Ebenezer Scrooge. You know
there
he's
has
available.
been the Margot Robbie produced one, and then there's some rumored one about the redhead pirate that has always been like, please cast as Karen Gillan.
Yeah, Dead
Yes.
Men Tell No Tales 2017 was the most recent one.
That's
I think
We've
like
lived so many
they've
lives.
debated whether to like keep doing Orlando Bloom like that cast to recast the whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look back, we played the box office game at the end of Road to Doomsday episodes, and man, you forget that there was a 12-year run or whatever where like anytime a Pirates of the Caribbean movie came out, it was in the top 10 box office for the year.
I mean,
those
it sort
movies
of
made
is
so
their-
much money.
It's like their Jurassic Park, right?
Yes.
Like if you have one coming out every few years, and then like after 10 years, you're like, we're gonna bring back this OG person, and you're all gonna go crazy for them. Like it seems like they could keep going. I don't know if like there's like such a huge appetite for it right now in this moment though.
I will say, as someone who has been to D23 and been to these big panels, something that they are always like even saying to the general public is like, oh, we're hoping this is our next Pirates.
Oh.
Or
yeah,
like,
yeah,
this
yeah.
is made by the people that made Pirates.
I mean,
like,
they're always trying to like do that with a ride. They're
Yeah.
like, let's get our Teacups movie. Well, I guess the Teacups movie is Alice in Wonderland, but like, yeah, they're always like trying to.
Yeah.
There's a Haunted Mansion Muppets movie that's fantastic that came out a couple years ago.
And you know, a lot
which
of
is different from the actual Haunted Mansion.
that's
reboot.
true. That's true.
And you know what? Bob Iger's big thing when he came back after kicking Bob Chapek out the door was let's play the hits, right? Let's do more Frozen, let's do more Toy
Yeah.
Story, let's do sequel. Enough of this original shit. Let's get into sequel town. So I mean, that kind of jives with that. I wouldn't be surprised.
Did
Now,
Bob Chapek just buy a sports team?
Bob Iger did.
Oh.
He's gonna own the Lakers. Bob Chapek is supposedly writing a tell-all memoir.
Whoa.
About his time.
How
and
Mickey...
it's also the same amount of pages as Bob Iger's.
Wow. It's
Shade.
going to be titled like how Mickey F me in the A?
Yes. Also, Bob Chapek, famously one of the most boring humans who's ever lived.
I've been to D23 where they booed Bob Chapek. Like, it was so awkward because it's such
Oh my gosh.
that it's the
I wish we
most
would do that
hype
with all.
thing Disney fans are ever at, all in a big room, and he would walk out and people would boo him.
They blame him for so much. I'm never going to feel bad for a billionaire. I wish they would boo all billionaires at all things, but he got so much hate that like was not earned.
Can you imagine if David Zaslav did the same? Boy, like the vitriol. Things would be flying from the back row at his head. Okay.
Listen, boo them. Boo them.
Yeah, boo them all. Next super chat. Matthew P, how much of the panel will be dedicated to Infinity Vision? And do you think Disney will forego IMAX in the future for Infinity Vision? Let's put a pin in that, Matthew P. We're gonna come back because we're gonna start talking movie stuff. I think you're spot on with the Infinity Vision.
They did just have an episode of The Town with the guy with
Rich
the IMAX
Gelfond,
man.
the CEO of IMAX.
Very enlightening.
Yes. So we're just gonna spend a couple minutes here talking about non-Marvel, non-Star Wars films that they're definitely gonna be covering.
Churro
A lot of
flavors?
these. What's that?
Churro flavors?
Churro flavors, sure. Those will get mentioned. But some of these will be the biggest movies of the next several years. Some of these are just cartoons aimed at kids. But so like the kind of in order, the next things coming out that are big for Disney, Hexed. It's an animated film that's kind of like animated Harry Potter, little girl's a witch,
which also
magic
like
thing.
If you grew up in the time that like Zach and I grew up in, is crazy that like Disney is like, let's do like witchcraft stuff, because like back in the day Disney would get crap for anything even remotely.
And
like that.
the trailer for Hex looks fun as hell. I've seen it several times. That's coming out November of this year. Early next year, aimed at Abby, we get Ice Age Boiling Point.
Abby, Ice Age is going to end terribly eventually, right? Like, aren't they all going to die?
The last time I saw an Ice Age, they went to space.
Whoa, they abandoned the planet because
No, like they went to space and then they came back.
Dinosaurs in space?
They're-
I guess they're not dinosaurs.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
yeah.
they're mammals and whatever.
They're following the Jason movies?
It is
playbook?
like that level of like, it was like the first one's so good.
Yeah.
And then the second one was like, okay, we all get girlfriends. And then the third one is like, they find the secret island with more dinosaurs.
Wait, now I want an Abby Ice Age breakdown, like all the movies.
There's like even more than that. There's like 7 or what?
Ice Age was a Fox animation thing.
That's
that of
right.
course,
Yeah.
when those were being made, Disney had nothing to do with them. It was a rival studio, but then they bought Fox, and so now they're like, we got to keep this going. So we're getting a new Ice Age, the first in quite a while, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Then also, that's February of next year. Just the next month, March of next year, we get the aforementioned Gato, the next Pixar film. And then summer next year, we get Bluey movie.
Oh,
wow.
That's going to make $1 billion.
It really will.
I'll be there opening night. And then to kind of close...
Without your daughter.
That's right. She's the babysitter.
Yeah.
And then to close out the year next year, I mean, this is going to make all the dollars. Frozen 3. Brace yourselves. So that's quite the animation lineup over the next kind of 16, 18 months. And then again, because they only do D23 every 2 years, we'll probably also talk about some 2028 stuff. And like some of this is not confirmed or exactly slated, but we think 28 we're going to get Incredibles 3.
Okay. I'm into that.
In addition to maybe another Pixar movie, and then Lilo and Stitch 2, and that's animation,
Wait, no,
not
there
live
already
action.
No, that
two
is
Lilo
live
and
action.
Stitch?
Oh, it is live action. Okay.
It's live action, and I think the director of the original animation is coming back. I might be making that
Wait,
up.
haven't there already been 2 Lilo and Stitches?
But they were both the same movie, just done in animation and live action.
Yeah.
Boo.
Yeah, so there hasn't been a sequel. And as we all saw with Moana, when you cross the streams and keep making both versions of the movie, it never goes wrong.
I mean, that's what they should be getting rid of. Stop getting rid of things like Wonder Man. Get rid of the crappy like live action remakes
But
of classic Disney movies.
The live action Lilo and Stitch made a ton of
Did
money.
it? Who's watching these?
A lot of
A
people.
lot of people
I
are
bought-
watching
I was
these.
there. I'm sorry.
I purchased
I saw
tickets
it.
for my entire family to see the Moana live action just several weeks ago, so I'm part of the problem. I also purchased tickets to see the Lilo and Stitch live action.
Okay,
remake, so-
but
Wow.
Lilo and I mean the live action was pretty bad, but I would rather watch a sequel to that than Moana live action.
yeah,
Okay.
agreed. Though I gotta say, Moana live action, not that bad.
Wow.
Well, it's just Moana. If
Wow,
you like
hot take.
Moana,
Yeah,
it's,
I will say the worst part of it, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
that.
He has dead eyes the entire movie, and I don't think he's well. But
Ironically, his eyes were deader in this than when he was a cartoon.
That's right. That's right. Though the girl who played Moana was great, and the song slap, whatever. Okay. We also might get news. Maybe on Coco 2. That's in some state of development. Frozen 4. The cast signed on for Frozen 3 and for Frozen 4. I don't think we're gonna get like those in back-to-back years or anything like that.
I think this is maybe what I want. I was under the impression it was like a Doomsday Secret Wars thing.
Oh,
was
wow.
Or like Wicked.
Infinity
Wicked,
War,
Wicked for
Endgame.
good.
Yeah.
All
Wicked.
of Arendelle has been taken to another planet and
Yeah.
forced to battle
I
each
mean
other.
that.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. I don't
Or
hate
they
it.
just are trying to avoid like Frozen 2. If you ever want to watch a fascinating documentary, the behind the scenes of Frozen 2 is crazy.
Wow.
They were
okay.
making that movie up until it came out. It was a hot mess. Love it.
And we should say, we might get news on some Fox properties. Are we gonna see another Avengers? Or no, sorry, Avatar, different AV. Maybe more Avatar 4 news. Maybe doesn't seem likely.
Although they are re-releasing Avengers in IMAX. I
Well, we're
think.
going to talk about that
Yeah.
in a moment. Yeah. So maybe more Avatar. Maybe we get some updates on either the Alien or Predator franchises, both
yeah.
of which are Fox properties that obviously have had theatrical installments in the last couple of years with Alien Romulus and
Yeah.
Predator Badlands. We might also get, we didn't talk about this in the Disney Plus section, do we get updates on Alien Earth season 2?
Yeah.
One of the big live action non-Marvel Disney Plus series. And there's probably like a half dozen other things. We'll also get like, at the last D23, they had a whole section on The Roses, the Olivia Colman, Benedict Cumberbatch thing, right?
Which is like a remake of War of the Roses,
Yes.
right? Which
But
was so weird.
That was
they-
a
yeah.
Fox live action property. Obviously Devil Wears Prada 2 was a Disney thing. Like, there will be some other stuff like that they also talk about. Okay, but speaking of movies, let's pivot now to the movies you really care about, the Marvel movies. And I'm sorry, first let's talk, somebody already mentioned Star Wars Starfighter.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to talk about that, right? They need this movie to be a hit. Coming off of Mandalorian Grogu.
Yeah.
This is Ryan Gosling and Sean Levy.
I did hear that they're banking a lot on it, and they want to go back to sort of the era. This is what they said. They want to go back to like the era of like, the handsome rogue of Harrison Ford, and sort of like they're pinning all their hopes on Ryan Reynolds being bringing people in that are like, yeah,
Ryan
he's
Gosling.
so cool. Ryan Gosling.
The other Ryan. Yes.
Ryan, too many Ryans.
Yes. And like this is the big Disney live action summer movie next
Yeah.
year too. There's not a Marvel movie in the summer, right? Like this is coming
They're gonna
out
promote the hell out of it.
May
I
of
bet.
2027. It's an original Star Wars story, right? Like as far as we know, unconnected to the Skywalker saga. They want it to be a big romp, 4-quadrant, family fun. I'm rooting for it. So we're probably, and we haven't seen any footage or teasers or anything from that, but the movie's already wrapped.
Yeah.
So they probably have that kind of stuff that they could share. And so I think this might be a big push for that, because we're not going to get another Star Wars Celebration in between now and its release, really, or it'll be like right before it. So I think this could be kind of the launch of that movie's kind of promotional campaign. So now let's talk Marvel stuff. And in order of kind of release, I think first things first, there will be a Spider-Man Brand New Day victory lap.
Yeah, I was just thinking of that because I was thinking about how they're going to promote the hell out of the next Star Wars movie, and like you're going to see like Doritos, Star Wars Doritos, and this, because every time I turn on my TV, there is a like, oh, let Spider-Man do your taxes, like, oh, Spider-Man Gatorade, and I was like, wow, this is the most overbranded.
Supposedly
property
$300 million
Yeah.
worth of product placements and like
But
tie-ins.
I guess they make that money. Like I feel like do they still make box office on the direct like Spider-Man movies?
No,
They do.
Oh.
So they do split it with Sony. They put in, I believe, 40% of the budget, and Sony puts in 60%. And then I think they also take that percentage of the box office.
Got it.
I
And
believe that's
also,
how it works.
anytime there's like these brand deals, that money is like already spent. already spent. By
That
the
went
time
into the
movie
budget.
comes out.
Yeah.
But it goes into the budget of the
But
movie. So
you know, we're not going to go too deep into it, but Spider-Man's a big part of the parks, right? And so like they are going to tout, this is our character, Tom Holland, this version of Spider-Man. They will not do the same for Spider-Verse. There will be no mention of Beyond the Spider-Verse coming out next year. That is fully Sony. Disney has no part in that. But they will kind of tout this, because why wouldn't you? They're going to have the biggest movie of the year. They might end up with the 2 biggest movies of the year. So they will definitely celebrate that. Outside chance we see Tom Holland on stage, maybe?
yeah, I would think maybe he's been promoting the hell out of all of his stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if they were like, "Hey man, like come in, do your backflip from the standing position,
Show them
and
feet.
then leave."
Give us another foot shot. Okay, so
Are you
I think
referencing me saying I wanted to do
yeah,
a flip?
Abby
Do a
wants to
flip.
be able to do a flip.
so I think like there's
Hey, Abby, do a backflip.
even if it's just a quick verbal call out, there's some kind of acknowledgement of the great success of Spider-Man Brand New Day. Then I think the next thing they're going to talk about, because it is not too far away, is Avengers Endgame Encore. That is coming out in November. There's a rumor that tickets are going to go on sale tomorrow.
Oh,
Friday.
interesting.
Gotta get my tickets.
Actually, I'm sorry. Or does it come out? Wait, am I getting my dates confused? That the movie is coming out. No, I'm sorry. The movie comes out at the end of September, so we're not that far out. Tickets
wow.
usually go on sale 30 days out. This would be a little bit farther. This would be like 45 days out.
I'm actually surprised it's not like over the holidays and stuff. Seems like a good
Well,
holiday
I
movie
think they want to get this out, let it have a run
Yeah,
way
you're right,
ahead of Doomsday.
Doomsday, yeah.
But if they're re-releasing Endgame, there is going to be new footage, supposedly, that kind of ties it into Doomsday. We don't know what that is, if that's stuff that was shot when the original film was shot, if that's stuff that's been shot during the production of Doomsday. It's also going to be released in Infinity Vision.
Yeah,
What does Infinity Vision mean?
absolutely nothing.
Great question. We don't know.
I listened to that whole the Town podcast with the guy with the guy who runs like the IMAX theaters, and I still did not understand.
Well, because he has nothing to do with Infinity Vision.
Right,
Infinity Vision was
right.
created because IMAX didn't have any screens
Didn't have any
for
screens.
Avengers Doomsday.
Well, the way they described it on the Town is anything that has an X at the end of it. So if it's a 4DX, that's like Infinity.
It's
It's basically
Screen X,
just
yeah.
Disney branding anything to be like, you don't need to see it in IMAX, you can see it in Infinity Vision.
Yeah, supposedly the only thing they've kind of said publicly is it's like a certification. Like if you have a premium large format screen, maybe that's a Dolby, maybe that's a 4DX, maybe that's a Screen X, whatever, right? If you meet certain qualifications, they will certify you as Infinity Vision. And then in theory, Marvel fans who want to see Doomsday or Endgame in this, at the highest quality will be more likely to buy those tickets.
You can get your $35 popcorn bucket, see it in Infinity Vision for
Pay
an
your
extra
$26 for a premium large format.
Also, it's about time that they start releasing new popcorn bucket designs.
Ooh.
What do you think
for
the
Doomsday.
Endgame one will be?
That is a good question, Abby.
Yeah, because Endgame's original release was kind of pre-popcorn bucket, right?
It was, yeah.
I feel like Dune started that whole thing,
Yes,
right?
that kicked that off.
Yeah,
Yeah, post
you're
So,
pandemic.
like, what would be like?
I mean, do you
Thor?
just do the Infinity
like-
Gauntlet?
Yeah.
Is it just that simple? You do the
Well,
gauntlet?
I think they didn't they have a gauntlet, or am I just like thinking of like our giant
There's so many gauntlets in the universe.
or it could be like the time stream, like a visual representation of the time stream, and one part of it has milk.
Even
duds
I
and
wouldn't mind if it's like the Iron Man style gauntlet, the
Oh,
Hulk War,
yeah,
right? Like
yeah,
that's
yeah.
very specific to that scene in that film.
Or it's like half a thing. Or no, not half. I was
Oh yeah,
gonna,
let's
like,
see all
a
burnt to a crisp.
dusted-
Oh, it's like a dusted popcorn
Yeah.
bucket. Hell yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Or like you put popcorn in one end and dust comes out
Yeah.
the end.
something like
Yeah, and so we're also anticipating if the tickets are going on sale tomorrow, usually that is accompanied by some kind of a trailer.
Yeah.
And obviously it's a little strange, the trailer for a movie that came out 8 years ago, but maybe the trailer includes some of the new footage or hints at what
Yeah.
might be different for this re-release.
Or also, you know what? I bet people haven't rewatch that. Not everyone's on New Rockstars rewatching trailers and ranking them like we are. Again, like this could be a lean into the nostalgia thing where you're like, oh crap, I forgot how much this trailer slapped.
Yeah, absolutely. Put a new, needle drop underneath it.
Yeah.
And hell yeah, I'm all for it. So they're probably going to talk a lot about that because that is like coming up very soon. The next thing after that, Marvel-wise, right, is Doomsday. One of their biggest releases of the year. There's been a lot of speculation. The trailer that was shown in Hall H at San Diego Comic-Con has not been released to the public. Oh. Do they show it in the room at the Honda Center and release it to the public? Do they release it to the public earlier tomorrow and then show it in the room? Do they show something new in the room tomorrow?
It's about time they release something.
I think they'll show at the very least what they showed at Comic-Con.
Yeah, that's
just to the room, get a big pop in the room, and no release. It's not online.
No, I think they'll release it online after this. Okay. I think now it's like if we've gone through 3 different cons.
I don't know. They've done this marketing campaign is so weird and unpredictable.
It has broken all the rules. They're doing their own thing. We should also, a reminder, if you've joined us since we started going live, this is the stream before the stream. We will be streaming as the stream as well. Tomorrow, we will be covering this panel live starting at 6 p.m. Pacific?
Yes, 6:30.
6:30 Pacific. Yeah. We are going to be coming at you from the studio while Erik, Voss, and Jessica Clemons from New Rockstars are in the room in Anaheim.
Texting us furiously.
Yes,
with their Mickey ears on.
Yeah.
Yep, goofy hat, Mickey ears. They will be reporting back everything they see. They will also be breaking down any kind of footage or trailers that are shown. That will show up separately on the New Rockstars channel, but we will be live reacting to all the news as it comes out tomorrow night here on the New Rockstars channel. Okay, so we're going to come back to more Doomsday stuff, but let's get to some super chats here. Okay. Take Lops. I hope the X-Men movie takes place in the 90s.
Yeah,
Did we get to the 90s by the end of the First Class run?
Technically. It was like late 80s.
Yeah, because that would have been Dark Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, what about the 90s but good?
Well, I don't know how much they want to like get their chocolate in that peanut butter of the animated series. Yeah. They might want it to be a totally different thing.
Also, Sadie Sink is Jean Grey, and she exists in the modern MCU. How are they going to explain that she's back in the 90s before she was born? Sadie Sink is like 23 years old.
Plus, they're casting people with iPhone faces, and
Can we get a quick definition on iPhone?
Like, when you like watch a movie and it takes place in like old times, and you're like, that is the face that has seen an iPhone.
Yeah.
I know what I'm talking about. It's exactly a thing. It's a thing.
It is actually like it's a problem that casting directors specifically have spoken to on social media a lot. A lot of casting directors are like, hey, please stop. And I'm not saying that these 20-somethings have done stuff to their faces, but there are certain like lip styles that like are clearly have fillers, and casting directors are being driven insane because they're like, I cannot cast you in a period piece. I can't cast you in Bridgerton if you have that little indent from getting too
trying
much.
to do Sense and Sensibility and you look like a Kardashian or whatever.
Exactly. And like sort of that same, a lot of people have had the same nose job. So like casting directors are like going insane and they can't cast specific people. iPhone face isn't the same as like plastic surgery lip filler face, but they have a very modern look to them, which I would argue like the Brits don't have. Like Jacob Elordi, when you see him in
he's Australian. And Millie Bobby Brown has a bone to pick with you.
Well, if you've seen
Enola Holmes herself she's had some work done.
If you've seen Enola Holmes and she's sitting there, like that's an iPhone face.
Yes, agreed.
That's a person that is born in 2000.
I'm not even sure I know what the term means, but I do know it applies to Millie Bobby Brown. Okay.
You'll see it everywhere.
Next super chat. Domini Yankee, does Disney animation move back to 2D?
Oh, I would love that. There's no chance in hell that they're going to do that.
I think the most that they're ever going to do is just like that 2D, but like almost like Spider-Verse, where it's like a mix of the elements.
I mean, because like Zootopia does not count as 2D, right?
Right. The you know what it was? It was when that when Hoppers came out and the animators released their like sort of proof of concept that they had done. That was 2D, and everyone was like losing their mind because it's gorgeous. I will say, if you want it to go back to 2D, stop using AI. Revolt against cut down all your flock cameras. Revolt against, because there is this new generation is weirdly turning against CGI because they don't know the difference between CGI and AI. CGI is not AI. But anything that smacks of like new technology, the youth are against, which I am in favor of. Yes, burn down the AI factories. Arrest me.
I'm not.
Come for me.
I'm not against your AI hate. I just like love how much you're fighting the good fight.
Listen, if people lay down and like the youth are the ones who are fighting it, and now people are like the cops are canceling, the LAPD just canceled their flock. Like they,
okay. We can't conflate flock with 2D animation.
It's all. But I'm saying if you want like 2D animation, they'll never go back to it because it's much costlier and it takes a much longer time.
Yes.
But if you want it to go back to things that look sort of more in that style, then like, yes, that is, you have to sort of support those movies.
I think it's like if the success of Christopher Nolan's Odyssey has shown us anything, and whatever, there's some CGI in that or whatever, but like he, because of his status in Hollywood, had the budget, the time, the resources to do a lot of practical shit that most other people would have had to cut corners with some kind of crappy CGI, bad VFX, green screen, whatever type of stuff. So it does go to show, and if anybody can, it's Disney, who still makes the most, Disney and Pixar, the budgets for their animated films are still miles beyond Illumination and DreamWorks and these other studios, right? You can make 6 Minions movies for what it takes to make a Toy Story or an Inside Out.
Right.
So it's like, you would think if anybody could do it, it's Disney. It just takes somebody with the balls to be like, we're going to take the time to do something in the old school way.
I mean, Obsession was like another one that people were like, oh my God, it's so cool that they're doing practical effects. But also the other thing is like, a lot of animators these days not trained on 2D animation. That's like
you got to go to France to get that shit.
Or like the Miyazaki.
Folks. They're doing it in Japan.
Yeah.
Good point. Okay, next super chat. Sean F2713. New Muppet series, Tower of Terror movie news.
Oh, you're speaking my language.
The Muppets are they're kind of getting to be a cursed franchise.
No, there's still a chance. I just got like an FYC, the Muppets, like vote for the Muppets. It's crazy that they did not greenlight that show after the success of what happened. They do every couple of years still put out a holiday one, like Muppets Haunted Mansion. So I would love it. I think if they were ever going to do it, now is the time, because that pilot with Sabrina Carpenter did great.
Yeah.
So I hope so. I think that Disney doesn't have enough love for the Muppets, though.
For Tower of Terror, I know that Scarlett Johansson was like attached, like years, like during
Scarlett
Black
Johansson
Widow,
has been attached. If you've got a franchise and a checkbook, you can get her on board.
She's in the next Jurassic Park again, too, right? They said.
I believe so. She's also in the next Batman.
Wow.
So I don't know if maybe that is something that. I feel like it's just the Scarlett Johansson Tower of Terror is going with like the Guillermo del Toro Haunted Mansion, like just one of those like the Jon Favreau Magic Kingdom, like just those weird things you hear that sound awesome and then never come to fruition.
There's a lot of actors that want to be in Muppet movies too. A lot of actors are like, "Yo, put me in one." So now is the time to do it if they're gonna do it.
Next super chat, Brian. The Steve Schultz Ahsoka season 2 trailer. Good point. So we know that has been shot or is in some stage of production. There was a point we thought that could be a 2026 release, but it's kind of, I think the latest is that's a 2027. So yeah, I mean, if the footage is there, I think like the Star Wars news we get is Star Wars Starfighter. Maybe we get some Ahsoka season 2. I think like there's like Maul Shadow Lord season 2 and maybe some other animation stuff they might showcase. Yeah, good point. Next super chat. Take claps. You can have an X-Men 90s timeline after Secret Wars. I love how the franchise hasn't even started yet and you're already overcomplicating it. Take claps.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like the whole point is like, oh, well, that's what the movies are, what's going to reset the timeline, sort of.
But I think
Is that
what
the thinking?
Kevin Feige is excited about is you can have an MCU with X-Men coexisting with Avengers.
Yeah.
We've never had that. We've had
Yeah.
a million X-Men movies, lots of MCU movies, but they have never shared the stage, right?
Yeah. Also, like, there are a ton of X-Men comics that have come out since the 90s. There's a whole
Yes.
2000s Joss Whedon run. There's more post 2000s X-Men comics that they have not touched it on yet than there is like pre 2000s, which they have sort of maybe done to death, like the Days of Future Past stuff. So I think this new like X-Men will be sort of borrowing like plot lines from the 2000s.
Yes. But I hear your point. Next. Oh, that's it. We're caught up. Okay, good. So
Send in more super chats.
yes,
Yeah.
but and
Talk
thank
about
you
the
to
Muppets.
everybody who's being active there. Let's talk a little bit. Okay, that's a good pivot point though. Let's talk some X-Men. Oh, first though, let's talk a little bit more Doomsday. So we know, I think that's going to be a really big part of the presentation, right? Maybe the majority of it. Maybe we get an RDJ on stage. He'll show up to anything, wearing a weird, funky green outfit. Maybe we get some Russos on stage, not being very charismatic. Maybe we get Kevin Feige, new hat on stage, right?
New hat, same task.
New hat, same task. Who knows? Do we get we got a weird non-confirmation that Deadpool's in Doomsday, right? Ryan Reynolds was there asking to be in the movie, and they refused to say whether he was or not. It was kind of confusing. But do we get a new character confirmed for Doomsday?
That we haven't gotten in the chairs
Yes.
I would love to get some answers about these freaking witches. Just like, maybe they come out. I know, like like a couple years ago, they did like the Agatha witches came out insane. Like, I don't
Abby's
know.
on Witch Watch.
I'm on Witch Watch.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like that is something that it's like hinting towards, hopefully. And maybe like that's why stuff has been leaking, because stuff is getting sent to the Anaheim Convention Center, and like they'll come out and they'll all
Reveal. And who do you think might be under that mask, Abby?
I think we'll see some Benedict,
Oh,
maybe.
okay.
Maybe some Charlize.
Oh yeah. Okay. all right.
Maybe an Elizabeth Olsen.
Yeah. I think that we're gonna get like one of these actors who's been denying being in it.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get, and whether that is Scarlett Johansson or like if Wanda shows up, or like maybe Halle Berry as Storm. I think that these people who are like, no, I wish I was in it, but I'm not. I think that they've been saving this because they know they need to dole out that hype. There was so much hype for the chairs. Now they need to like release something that gets people hyped again. And I don't know if witches are going to do that. I think like it all depends on who is under that like has sworn up and down that they're not in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of speculation. Do we get a Tobey Maguire kind of coming out? You know?
That seems like movie to me. Like, wait for the movie.
We don't get that until the movie is
okay.
released.
Especially with him, like, being a Sony OG. Like,
Yeah,
I
you're
feel like
right,
the
you're
reveal
right.
would be something more from direct Marvel Studios.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen so many characters as it is. I don't know how many more characters they could introduce that would like hype people up. I guess it would be Wanda. I guess Wanda would be the one that people would be like, Mother.
Yeah.
That is what they would say.
And again, maybe we get a new trailer, a trailer that's only been shown at San Diego Comic-Con. Maybe we get a scene, maybe we get some footage. Something like that would be nice to wet the whistle. Okay, pivoting on. San Diego Comic-Con, obviously we got confirmation of Ghost Rider and Black Panther being 2028 releases. A lot of speculation that there is a third Marvel movie coming out in 2028, and that is the Jake Schreier-helmed X-Men movie. Obviously, the news has been filled with all these casting rumors recently. There's even the rumors that they are scrambling to get this cast so that they can announce it at D23. Also needs to go into production pretty soon. So I'm going to list out, again, the 3 confirmed castings, or some degree of confirmed. They've been reported in legitimate press. Obviously, Sadie Sink is Jean Grey. That's the one, like, most confirmed thing. Samara Weaving is Emma Frost. Kit Connor is Cyclops. Okay?
Yeah.
Some of the most common names in these rumors, the negotiations, will they, won't they? They're confirming. They want more money, blah, blah, back and forth. Charles Melton, star of Beef Season 2, May, December, Warfare, rumored to be in the running for Beast.
Okay.
His co-star in Beef Season 2, Kaylee Spaney, who you might have seen in Alien Romulus or Priscilla and a million other things. I think she was in the last Knives Out movie.
Okay.
Rumored to be attached to Rogue.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think some other names people have thrown out. Jamie Lawson, co-star of Sinners, as a Storm. Some other names that have been rumored with Storm, Cynthia Erivo, Jodie Turner-Smith. They're both significantly older than the other cast members.
Cynthia Erivo would be a crazy cast.
Both of them are almost in their mid-30s to early 40s. So it's like, I guess the question is, do you think they are going to aim? Because so far, we were talking Kit Connor and Sadie Sink are in their early 20s.
Yeah.
Samara Weaving is in her early 30s, but like in a lot of comic storylines, Emma Frost is kind of a teacher to kind of student level X-Men. And if she's an antagonist or something like that, her age does not need to line up as much. And she kind of can play youngish. I don't know.
She looks a little younger.
Do you think our kind of X-Men cast will be mostly people in their early to mid 20s?
Yes.
Yeah, I think for the rumors of who they've been approaching for Charles and for Magneto, those ages line up. Like you don't want, like Cynthia Erivo, the reason that's insane is because she's the same age as the actors that they are approaching to play Charles and Magneto, and you can't have a student that's the same age as like the teacher. So yeah.
Tell that to people who take my improv class, Gina.
Yeah, Charles is like we're gonna work on initiations today. But yeah, it would make the most sense to me if the people that they cast are roughly the same age as Jean and Scott. If not, a couple of them might even be younger because Scott and Jean are two of the original X-Men, and people like Rogue, for instance, is a little bit younger than kind of like than they are. Not by much, but yeah, it wouldn't make sense to cast a 22-year-old and then be like, and here's your classmate, a 45-year-old.
I agree. It's like we've also talked about the nice thing you get with younger actors. They can stick around for 10 or 12 years and making 3 or 4 entries in the franchise. They might be a little cheaper because they're earlier in their career, so they're not asking for a Robert Downey Jr. or Scarlett Johansson level payday.
Also, you want them to be able to do the Tom Holland backflip at the drop of a hat. You don't want him to be Hugh Jackman, who's like, I got a year to get into shape.
And I would argue much more than the Avengers, it's kind of a horny sub-franchise. There'll be some hooking up in the X-Men. You need some like age lining up for that, you know?
I mean, I've even seen like this sort of new generation is very weird about like any type of age difference. Like they're like, if it's not like within a month, like it's weird. But like when Samara Weaving and like when the actor who plays Cyclops and Samara
Kit Connor,
Kit Connor, people are like, that's disgusting. Like he's like they are together in the comics. She's a groomer. Like what's going on? And so if that is any indication, if the oldest person you can cast is 32, like then you know everyone in X-Men hooks up at some point.
Yes, and a lot of people have pointed out Sadie Sink being Jean Grey all but confirms Hugh Jackman will not be playing Wolverine in these movies, right? Because he's literally could be her father.
Yeah,
right?
that would be creepy as hell.
Now, I guess even in the comics, he's 50 years older than Jean Grey. But,
yeah.
I think what's more offensive to me is that Kit Connor is also a redhead.
Oh.
Too many redheads. We got over-representation.
Well, I'm not against redheads. They deserve the representation.
They
don't need to be together.
Abby hates redhead. You heard it.
The bloodline is too tight there.
I mean, it is a recessive
I just
gene.
mean like that's like it. Yeah, it's just like to have the only 2 redheads, unless they dye his hair brown.
True. Mr. Sinister is like, if you put these 2 pairs of genes together, we're definitely going to get a redhead. I need to genetically engineer the perfect redhead.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I think the casting is not only exciting because like we're excited about this movie and like this is a franchise that means a lot to us, but the casting and what characters people are playing also tells us something about the plot and the other dynamics of this movie, right? Like if somebody is cast as a Magneto, that tells us something important about this movie versus if we get a casting of a Mr. Sinister or an Apocalypse or somebody else, right? I also think there's been some rumors that this is going to, the first film might have a more like modest, less expansive X-Men lineup. Yeah. They're going to focus on kind of 5-ish X-Men, and it won't be like that 90s run where it's like you fill a fold out of like 15 X-Men characters. And like the rumor is, we don't know how accurate this is, but it's going to focus on obviously Jean and Scott, Beast, Angel, and Rogue. as kind of like a core 5, which is interesting in that I think there's very little chance we do not get a Storm as kind of a core member. And interesting to do Angel, who now I would love to be proven wrong, is not a character that has come across well in films, only because it's
but keeps appearing.
But never in like a core role. And it's just they got big goofy wings.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that they chose him over, say, Bobby Drake, Iceman, because Iceman, like, is one of sort of the first, like, X-Men and things like that.
So was Angel.
So was Angel, yes. They both were, but, like, Iceman, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, like, which one is less work CGI-wise? Because, like, in one, we either got to make him look either like a snowman or like a tight icy guy. And the other, there's, like, wings. I think wings are maybe a little harder to make look real and realistic. I am surprised that they are not, that there's not really a Kitty Pryde, because that is a character who, you know, like was in a movie, maybe not sort of the focus of the movie, but I've seen a lot of people talk about the animated show and be like, why aren't we getting Kitty Pryde? Like, blah, 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 blah. And maybe after these last couple of seasons of X-Men the Animated Series, Rogue a little overexposed. So
well, I don't know. I feel like it's so different. It's animated. It's streaming, right?
That's true. That's true.
Obviously, Anna Paquin was big in the Singer era. Not so much during the First Class era.
Right.
People have also talked about, do we get a Jubilee? Do we get, right? Like, there's obviously a very deep bench.
That would be weird because she is supposed to be so much younger than Gene and Scott. That to me would be like, what are we doing here?
Do we get a 13-year-old Jubilee?
Yeah, I mean, even she would be probably even like younger than 13, because in the first season of the animated series, she's 15 and they're like teacher age. So it's not like, that would be weird. But I think like Angel, if you're focusing on sort of that First Class plus Storm, obviously, because you don't First Class all white except for blue.
That's right. We got a couple super chats. I assume maybe some folks have some strong thoughts on X-Men casting. Take Hobbs. I'm saying this because of Magneto. I think his background is very important. Okay, so this is a good point that Erik has talked a lot about in videos. It is very core to the character of Magneto, the whole surviving
the Holocaust,
right? And their Jewish heritage and the World War II of it all and everything, right? And obviously, the further away we get in our own timeline from World War II, it is less plausible that anybody would still be alive that had anything to do with the Holocaust. Now, Erik has pointed out, maybe they established that either something about Magneto specifically or mutants in general changes the way they age. Yeah. And you can make him be 105 years old or whatever, right? And still look like Adrian Brody or, Guy Pearce or whoever you want to cast in that role. Potentially. It does get tricky if you want to have Magneto, and maybe they don't. If you want to have Magneto, if you want to pivot that to some other kind of origin story, some other kind of tragedy, something like that.
Yeah, that is hard.
It's tough.
I mean, their options are basically like altered timeline, like Man in the High Castle, right? Like, it's like, 20 years ago was just like the Holocaust in this world.
Kind of a Latveria or a Sokovia type thing. You invent a new bad thing.
I will say, like, the character of Magneto is difficult for a few reasons, which is like, in the original series, he was sort of the main, like, villain. He was introduced. And then in later comics, it's like sometimes he's a villain, sometimes he's an ally. Whereas they might just want someone who is a straight up villain for this first movie. They might just want a striker that you're going up against. And really the only thing we've heard about Magneto is like, people are like, Adam Driver should play him, but there's no one has confirmed that he's even up for casting. So we don't even know. We might not get him at all.
The main mention is Kevin Feige saying that every time they go to Adam Driver, he turns him down. So.
Yeah.
Or was that him like
smoke screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like whoever said he would make like a perfect Sinister, I was like, yeah, that to me reads more like he's more of a Sinister than a Magneto, in my opinion.
We've got another super chat coming in. Matthew P, I might be jumping the gun a bit on this, but I'd love to see a Krakoa either in the MCU or X-Men 97. I like that storyline more than Genosha. Agreed. That's a newer storyline, obviously, like Gina was talking about. That's like something that came up in the 2000s and is fascinating. Boy, the early word is that they are going back to some like 80s and 90s storylines for this film.
Okay.
Obviously heavily adapted to the modern world.
Yeah.
But man, I would love to see a Krakoa storyline too.
I mean, it's hard because Krakoa is like, it's so informed by what came before it. And so you can't, in my opinion, you can't have a movie just start there. It would be like, hey, here's 800 mutants and here's why they need to form a nation. And here's
it's pretty high,
that's going
it's pretty
on.
high concept. It's
Yeah,
pretty high concept,
like you got to sort of start out with like, hey, people hate mutants and here we're at a school.
Yeah, that's maybe third movie or fourth movie or something like that.
I will say much more likely in the animated series though, that they get there eventually.
Agreed. Okay, next super chat. It's Nina, baby. Storm is in the D23 poster.
She is.
Great point, Nina.
A lot of characters in that poster though.
There are, and a lot of characters that we may not get any news about, but there's only 2 Marvel characters in the poster: Spider-Man and Storm. Storm in kind of
Sue Storm.
Oh, is she also in it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And Sue Storm. And the Storm is a kind of 80s comic accurate Storm.
Yeah.
Again, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Maybe they just thought that looked cool in that spot. They needed somebody to be flying. But
yeah, I think if it's her in her black uniform, that's her first comics uniform ever. So
yes.
But yeah, I obviously think Storm is going to be there. I don't think you sideline your main POC mutant in this day and age.
Absolutely. I think she's definitely going to be in the movie. Yeah, now she could be in the poster just because they're going to talk about X-Men 97 season 3, maybe.
Could be a lot of
yeah.
seasons.
Okay, next super chat. Ain't you Cloyd? Could the one be the one in the orange cloak? Okay, so I think this is a reference to Doctor Strange holding up
And I
the
don't know what that means.
one.
Abby, you're our witch expert. You're on Witch Watch.
I know. The one.
I think Erik talked about this a little bit.
Yes.
Like
I didn't edit that video. That was Josh did that one. Sorry.
You don't watch the ones you don't edit, Abby?
I was doing another one.
Okay,
I was doing
okay.
X-Men.
You're
Yeah. You
X-Men.
chose well.
I did the
in my
X-Men
opinion.
video yesterday, and I didn't watch the cloak one. But I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not informed enough to know the answer to this. Brian, you got anything over there?
Or is the one Wanda?
Or is it the one Wanda, or is it the one above all? I don't. Yeah, I'm not really sure which one the one.
I do think it's interesting giving the witches different colors. Now, I've speculated maybe it's for a much less interesting reason of like there's ranks. You know, they're like, it's an army of witches. And so if you're a general versus a sergeant versus a major, and so it's like, you know, you get a little bit of different amulet and a different color, you know, if you're a different level of witch. But it is interesting that they're picking different colors. They're not just making them all in green, for instance, would make a lot of sense.
Like if they were just like minions,
Oh,
it would
the
seem
ancient
like they would get the what?
It's the ancient
Is it
one.
the ancient one? I don't know what you mean by the one. But
Sorry, I just
No,
can't-
it's
like gonna bug me.
Yeah. Maybe someone else will
Yeah.
fill us in.
Next super chat.
Well, Ain't you Cloyd says the Laverian witch.
Laverian.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
assume,
yeah.
but I guess we're confused. So like, who?
I think we understand the orange cloak part,
Yeah,
Cloyd. We
yeah.
don't
It's the
understand
one.
the one. What you mean by that?
Is it because like one of them was like sort of holding, like wasn't there something that Erik did a theory
Well,
video
and is this
on?
I think it
should
could it
watch
be a reference to
Rockstars
Endgame where Doctor Strange, you know, he examined all 20,000 possibilities or whatever it is, but there was only one in which
Oh, he
you know,
says the ancient
win.
one.
The ancient one.
Oh, it is the ancient one.
Oh, so you're saying
'Cause-
like in addition to Wanda and Clea, maybe we get Tilda Swinton as the ancient one?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I do think that was like one of the
Theories.
theories.
Because they
But
kind of wear
basically, like,
orange at Camertage, right?
Yeah. But I think like anyone who's a sorcerer in the MCU at all has been rumored to be like underneath these witch robes. Like, who knows? It might be Ned. He might have finally figured out his.
I've seen the rumor that these characters will be in the movie, but not be revealed who's under it until Secret Wars.
Oh, so that means that they're going to be played by stunt people in this
That's
movie.
right. That's right. Okay, more super chats, Brian. What will Marvel do about Gaia and the Skrulls?
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Never to be seen. They go
They
back to
don't
their
even-
home planet.
Kevin Feige doesn't even know who they are.
I think the like. You know how everyone for a really long time was like, what about Tiamat? What about Tiamat? And they were like, we mined it for adamantium, and like that was it, and you never talked about it again. There might be like one reference to like Gaia returned to her home planet Poochie style. But I think we're never gonna get a mention of certain
Maybe we get a Don Cheadle Rhodey joke about I wasn't myself back then. Or whatever. But yeah. Okay, next super chat. Thank you, GSU Eagle. Los Loves Comics. Laverian Witches will be SJP, Najemi, and Midler.
Oh my God, I would love
There
that.
is rumors of a Hocus Pocus 3.
Oh.
Can they make it better than Hocus Pocus 2?
I mean,
Hopefully.
also, like, how many more Hocus Pocuses do they have in them at this point? Because how old are they?
As long as
They're
those
not
checks
like
clear.
senile.
I mean, they're not senile, but like we all remember watching, you know, The Irishman and being like, oh.
Well, hey, I mean,
he's having a hard time walking.
traditionally witches are portrayed as old crones, so you should be able to play one until you're an old crone. Great, we need more Bette Midler in our lives.
I mean, if they took off the masks and did that, I would scream
hell yeah,
in
dude.
my theater.
Next super chat. Navi P, could they announce which Ghost Rider Gosling is? Good point. So, yeah, I guess let's go back to the announcements made at San Diego Comic-Con. Do we get them fleshed out a little bit more, right? Do we get, is you know, Gosling playing Danny Ketch or whatever? Do we get other casting for Ghost Rider? We don't know. I think it's been rumored that Sacha Baron Cohen will return as Mephisto. Do we get some other villain announced, co-stars, whatever, potentially? Same with Black Panther 3. You know, everybody was kind of on pins and needles. Do we get Denzel's character announced for Black Panther 3? Maybe we get that now. Or even other actors cast, other characters that might appear. I would love that. I think that'd be really nice. Yeah.
I mean, he's obviously not Robbie Reyes. I've been just assuming he was going to be Johnny Blaze.
Yes. I think we all kind of assumed, but maybe there's an off chance that they go a different route.
Yeah.
Okay, next super chat. Take claps. Are we disappointed that Damson Idris is not Black Panther?
Absolutely not.
No, David Johnson's great.
Yeah, if you've seen him in anything, you are not disappointed. But if you saw him in both The Long Walk and... Yes?
Oh, no, sorry.
No, if you saw him in both, in either or both The Long Walk or Alien...
Romulus?
There's no way you could be disappointed. He's one of the best actors today.
He's also, like, his acting is great in Alien Romulus, but that's obviously his portrayal of a synthezoid is so different from what you expect Black Panther to be, right?
Truly, like when he made that switch, like, you know, like a little bit of a spoiler for a movie that's now 3 years old, but like in Alien Romulus, when he was a synthezoid, I was like, oh my God, this like sweet man. And then when he becomes the danger, I was like, oh shit, kill him. Like, what's going on? Like, he's so good. And The Long Walk is a movie which is mainly just two dudes talking. And I was hanging on every word. I think it is understandable that people going into this like wanted a different actor, but as soon as that actor was announced, I don't know. The only people I've seen be like, "Oh, I'm bummed," had just never seen him in anything.
Yeah.
Because there's no way you've seen him act and you are disappointed.
Yeah, agreed. Next super chat. Adam N78, Odessa Zion for Rogue. She has the character sex appeal and connect. Agreed. Loved her in Marty Supreme. I haven't watched I Love LA or some of the other things she's been in, but she's great. And I mean, every brunette under 30 has been angling for one of these roles.
Yeah.
A couple of her names. Now that we're into X-Men casting, I just want to throw out a couple names. Now, I don't necessarily have roles assigned to these, but just young actors I like that have maybe been mentioned in some of these rumors, and I would like to see, and their ages line up.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to Google up a storm here.
Okay, a little bit older than the people that have already been cast. Austin Abrams. Okay, he's hot shit right now. Of course, he was in Weapons. He's going to be the lead of Zach Kreger's Resident Evil coming out soon. He's also the star of Whalefall, where he gets swallowed by a whale. As a Nightcrawler, as a Morph, or some kind of maybe a Bobby Drake Iceman.
Yeah.
He's got a weird twitchy. Not everybody needs to be super handsome.
Yeah, I actually think he's more handsome than you think he is. I think because he's such a he plays like these characters that are so like stoned or doofusy or whatever that you're like, ew. But then when you see him on the red carpet, you're like, wait.
Yes, or just like he's not like leading man. He's not like 6'3" and ripped or whatever, right?
Yeah.
He's a little different, and you need a variety of body types and looks and stuff like that. So I'm just throwing that out. Chase Infinity. From One Battle After Another. Now, I'm not saying her for Storm, because I think they should cast a dark-skinned woman from that. I believe Chase Infinity might be biracial, but something. I don't know. Find a role for her. I like her. She's young, up and coming. You know who's gone really quiet ever since winning a Best Actress Oscar? Mikey Madison.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like she wouldn't go.
You think she's too
Just
cool?
because
She's
she's
too
a-
highbrow?
I don't think
She's
she
a little
wouldn't go
indie.
corporate so
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point though. Like she's already proven like that she sort of has that like indie pull.
You've already got your Oscar. Now you get paid.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean?
Or do you just like who's gonna give you the advice about their great experience? Brie Larson, like you know.
Yeah, that's a good point. Although I do think like X-Men might have a little bit more cachet these days.
Yeah, because like Jennifer Lawrence was not harmed by her experience in the
but
franchise,
she also
right?
She was over it
she
by
was
the end, though.
miscast
She
in
was,
that, in
sure.
my opinion, grossly miscast.
But I think
some
Mikey
would say.
Madison, to your point about Odessa Zion, however you pronounce her last name, I think Mikey Madison, another kind of woman who can play
Rogue
sultry and brunette, right, very well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what role you'd put him in, but the other person from Sinners, Miles Caton, who was so good, who I looked up, he's only 21.
Yeah,
Good
he's
God.
very young.
I like these people that are so insanely young.
Yeah.
And you know, I think it would drive everybody nuts.
Oh, God.
But I'm a huge fan of Rachel Zegler.
Oh.
Now,
God, Zach, that's so exciting.
and you know what?
didn't know
The
this about
live action Snow White movie was bad.
Yeah.
But Rachel Zegler's singing is very good. Okay?
Yeah.
And so maybe you find a singing role for her in X-Men.
Could she be the
But
one
she's a little-
siren?
Oh yeah, I mean Siren is so Irish, it's crazy. But like to me, she's a little too squeaky clean for an X-Men role. Like everything I've seen her in, she has like a wholesomeness that I think like there aren't too many. Like the whole thing about the X-Men is like they all have sort of like a dark side. Like even Storm has like a, I need to keep my powers in check type of thing. She's a little too squeaky clean for my opinion.
Maybe. And again, I don't even know what character I want these people to
Yeah.
play. I'm just like assembling a group of people I really like. I will say I wouldn't be surprised if, now this might be just the Charles role, but like we still maybe get a close or legit A-list male actor here. Kit Connor is kind of an unknown. That's fine. The whole cast doesn't need to be A-listers.
Yeah.
Do you try to get a Jacob Elordi? Do you try to get an Austin Butler?
Yeah.
Maybe as a Gambit, maybe as a nice man, something like that. Somebody who's been the star of very large films to
Yeah.
be in your kind of core cast.
You know what? I would say that like with the original X-Men casting, they cast Patrick Stewart and they were like, here's our trump card. Like we can cast people who are either like less well known or maybe like haven't done a hit like movie in a while. If we have Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart, to me, like even Jacob Elordi is not famous enough to sort of. I think that they're gonna save their budget for like one, you know, like, and also I think that for the olds like me, I think that they need to cast someone who's like a sort of a throwback actor. Like at the time, like people knew Patrick Stewart because it was either like either like Star Trek or any of the like millions of things he had done. I think that they need to cast one actor that like people who are like the elder millennials know.
I think
the people who grew up with the 90s cartoons.
The Xavier will be that, right? Like I don't think we're gonna get like a Jared Harris, like a respected character actor who's maybe just not super famous.
Yeah.
They'll get somebody that's
They
more of a
gotta
movie
go.
star to be Xavier.
Yeah.
Especially like if you really only need like one person in their 40s or 50s, you can be a little picky there, right?
Right.
But
But you're saying in the young person cast, are they
Yeah.
going to cast a ringer?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so like it's so hard because it is. I'm trying to think of like a young person that isn't one of the like Tom Hollands or Chalamets, who's not already in a superhero franchise. Like
I mean, that's why like Elordi and Butler have not done superhero yet.
Lordy is like he's like so good in like the Frankenstein roles. He's so good in the Euphoria douche roles. He's just so tall. Like
Hell yeah, dude.
Like there's no like X-Men character who's like, yeah, this guy's 6'7" and everyone else is 5'5".
I guess
like,
Colossus,
Yeah.
Beast is believable. He starred with Kaylee Spaney, who's also been rumored for these roles, in Priscilla. He played Elvis and she played Priscilla, and it is distracting. Kaylee Spaney is a very short person, and Jacob Elordi is very tall. It was like when they had to make out, it's like she's like at his waist. It's insane.
There's a lot of you got to do a lot of apple boxes, a lot of like we're kissing while sitting down, but like in an action movie, every like wide fight scene, you're gonna be like, why is that guy so much taller than everyone else? It's so weird. Sorry, Elordi.
I mean, Hugh Jackman was
tallest
arguably
one,
too tall for his role, right?
It's true, and everyone commented on it, and he is not nearly as tall as Jacob Elordi.
That's
Wait,
true.
who'd you say?
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman.
Because,
But I'm
because
saying-
Wolverine is like 5'5" in the
Yes.
comics.
I thought you
and
meant
they're
like against the other people.
Well,
No,
I
but
mean-
they did. Famke Janssen, a tall actress, like they sort of cast. I'm not saying they cast around him, but everyone was sort of. But these actors they've cast already are like average height. You know, it's not. I think it'd be crazy.
Somebody get a tape measure on Sadie Sink. How tall we think she is?
She's tiny. Kate
Yeah.
Connor height
I'm gonna guess
is
5'7".
6'1".
That
Oh,
dude's
okay.
lying. He's lying.
Well, but he's lying because he's really 5'11".
Every actor
Yeah.
is 6'1".
And-
Yeah.
Sadie Sink is 5'2".
Yeah.
Whoa!
I was
I
gonna say.
wouldn't have guessed that short. Okay. That's all right. Okay, let's get to some more super chats here. Who are you guys liking? Trinity Bliss as Jubilee. She was in Avatar. Okay. she played
Again,
Blue.
there's not gonna be a Jubilee in this movie.
Okay,
Gird
you
your
heard it.
expectations.
You heard it here from Gina. Okay, next.
When we did a Comic Con stream, Berg was like, I would love to see Lana Condor as Jubilee.
Who played Jubilee already in the film? Yes.
Yeah.
But she's still. It's not like she's
I know.
aged out of it.
I
She
know.
can still blow
I
up.
just like he was so earnest about it.
Yeah.
It was kind of cute.
That MCU Funko guy. Thank you for being a channel member as well, MCU Funko guy. Lots of things coming out confirming Toby. Then hashtag TB4L. I assume is what is-
Toby for life.
I don't know.
Tuberculosis for life.
That's right. Tampa Bay for life. Okay. Yeah. The rumors are out there that he's both in the movie. We
Yeah.
don't know if he's going to show up at D23. Another super chat. Hawkeye 2B 795. Do you all think the cast will all be announced for X-Men or like half the cast? Love you guys.
Yeah, I think a good chunk of the cast will be. I think that they're gonna hold back a couple, but I think that they're gonna try and announce more.
I think much like when we meet when they can pull out the entire Fantastic Four or whatever, they'd love to bring 5, 6 people out on stage and be like,
Yeah.
this is your X-Men, right? or the Thunderbolts, they kind of got to bring them all out. Even
Yeah.
if they could just show a graphic, but with the faces of these actors
Yeah.
kind of placed, I
Yeah.
think they'd love to do that. But according to the rumors, it's like they're literally still working through
They
the
have
contracts.
someone, a D23 production guy, like changing the graphic like as we speak. Like, oh
Yeah.
no,
Swap out Kaylee Spaney, hurry!
Charles
Yeah.
Melton said no. We got to keep going.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we got a villain announcement though, which also like the only hint so far is that Emma Frost is a member of the Hellfire Club and they're sort of the inner circle, which we saw in.
Or maybe like a concept art,
Oh,
like
yeah.
like that hints at least like what the plot is.
Yes, maybe Jake Schreier comes out, shows off some concept art,
Yeah.
maybe gives us some details about what the storyline generally going to be, what comic storyline they're
Yeah.
taking inspiration from. Would love that. Yeah. Next super chat. Shelby Pink, do you think they will ever make Wanda a mutant?
Yeah,
I think they got to
that's a
bring
good
her
question.
back first.
Yeah. It's a good question. I mean, they've been leaning into obviously like since they did the little riff in Ms. Marvel where he was like, "It's a mutation." I mean, I would love it. Like, I would love it. I don't know. It's so hard because like now if they're aging down the X-Men people, like
And does it matter if you're a mutant if you're buried under a mountain dead? I don't know. Maybe Secret Wars does some kind of reboot, recast, something like that.
Yeah. Or like in this, I would say like in this next generation, if they cast Magneto, maybe you see younger Magneto with a young, like a 12-year-old Quicksilver and something like in a flashback or something. But I don't think it will be Elizabeth Olsen as a mutant in the MCU anytime soon.
Yeah. Okay. We're kind of like heading into the home stretch, everybody. We're gonna get to more super chats here, but I want to remind you we will be back live streaming during the Disney Entertainment panel at D23 tomorrow, starting around 6:30 Pacific.
When all the hot news is coming out.
That's
all the best
right.
news.
Our own Erik Voss and Jessica Clemons are going to be in the room communicating live to us what they are seeing, what is being said. And we're going to be relaying that to you. Come hang out with us. The 3 of us are all going to be there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Brian's going to be there. It's going to be a good time. Maybe some beero will get drunk. Okay, but let's get to some more super chats here. Timbo, I feel like the threat of the stink house guy is not being taken seriously enough.
Huh?
I don't know what this means. Brian?
I don't know who Stink
This
House
feels
guy
vaguely
is.
like an inside joke I've already forgotten.
I
Stink
know.
house.
I know.
Abby's furiously Googling stink
Yeah,
house. No
and
results
it's-
coming up.
There's a smelly guy in King of the Hill season 3, but he's not stink house guy. That's the AI answer.
Okay, Timbo, you've lost us. I'm sure this was a funny joke that I participated in. but
I
I've
know.
already forgotten.
I know. I'm like, did we do a bit the last time we live streamed?
I don't remember stink house.
Or is this a reference to a show? Or I don't know.
The stink house,
Okay, we'll come back to it if we recall later. Next super chat. Sarah Hatch-Dorian, is there a storyline we haven't seen on screen yet that you'd really like to see them do in the Mutant Saga? So many.
Yeah.
So
many.
Krakoa is definitely one.
I would say one that they have not done enough is Dark Phoenix.
She's
yeah.
joking. She's joking, folks. Relax.
I mean, here's the thing. You're joking. I would love to see it done well.
Well, yeah, agreed. And I think that's like, it's okay if they do something again, knowing that if it's been 20 years
Yeah.
and you're approaching it through a modern lens with a new cast and a new director and writers and stuff like that, that's okay. As much as we
Yeah.
joke about, like, I never need to see Batman's parents die again, I never need to see Spider-Man get bitten again, I never need to see the Dark Phoenix storyline again.
Yeah.
On the other hand, do it really well
Yeah.
and do it in a very 2027 kind of way, and I'm down.
I
What do I
when
care?
when we were like, I think we all went into like the Spider-Man being like, we don't need to hear with great power comes, we don't need to see another death of a parental figure, and then we're bawling in the theater, and we were like, Marissa Tomei, no, my cousin Vinny.
when you find a new and good and authentic way to do it,
Yeah.
it's fine. So it's like, yes, and luckily there's probably been more mutant comics written in the last 25 years than almost anything else, with the exception maybe Batman comics or Spider-Man comics. So it's like there's a lot of story to plow through.
Give me Mojo. I want to see. I want to see Mojo. They never will because it's too close to Battle World, but I would love it.
I do think, Gina, you're spot on that it will be a Stryker, DODC, some kind of like oppressing, hunting mutants.
I mean, we just got a whole like precursor to the collars that they put on mutants. So
that
I don't.
feels
It
like a setup.
seems
It
like
also
that's what they're
feels
leading it into it.
It feels timely. Sadly,
Oh,
that is still a very present part of our lives in
Yeah.
the year of our Lord 2026.
I mean, I will shout out the TV show Legion because I think that TV show, even among like X-Men fans, grossly underrated and one of the best like X-Men properties, in my opinion, is that first season of Legion. So if you're craving X-Men stuff, go watch at least the first season of Legion.
You're saying just people should just go explore it, or you're
Yeah.
saying that is a storyline you would like to
No,
see adapted?
I would like to see that storyline adapted at some point. Obviously, it won't be. They won't be like, hey, this like character's son is like too powerful. But yeah, like a mutant who has like powers that are way too like powerful, who's also maybe mentally questionable. Like great storyline. Great storyline.
Great. More super chats, Brian. S. Elizabeth 732. Joy Sunday for Storm. Okay.
She's in Wednesday.
Oh, okay. Furiously Googling Joy Sunday.
Also Google.
Though I'm sure if you're suggesting, she's probably great. Okay. Looks great. Oh yes, I've watched a little bit of Sunday or a little bit of Wednesday. She's Sunday in Wednesday. Blah. Yeah.
I mean, this is cool because she's also Nigerian.
Okay.
I think a lot of dear white people. I think and she's in DTF St. Louis. She's fantastic.
Oh,
actually.
she's the cop in DTF St. Louis.
She's so good. I would love this. I know there's a lot of. I mean, we all remember when Halle Berry was like sort of trying to do an accent, and then like for movie number 2, it was like, no, she's not. We're not doing that anymore. So there's been a lot of like. Is Rogue gonna do a Southern accent? Is Storm going to do like her specific accent? Are they going to be from where they are in the comics? Like, so if you can get someone who can put a little touch of it on there, like I don't need a Rogue that's like, well, goodness gracious, but someone who like can slip into it when they're doing shots with the other X-Men.
We need a little sugar every once in a while, don't we? Yeah. Okay. Next super chat. Take Lops. You think Austin Butler says yes to playing Gambit? I mean, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe he doesn't want to play a tertiary X-Men. I don't know, especially so fast on the heels of Channing Tatum doing it, but get him in there somewhere.
Also, again, I think maybe is he a little too old? 34. That's not too old, but it entirely depends on who they cast as Rogue. Again, if they cast a 19-year-old as Rogue, I think people would be like,
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
I was
Abby?
just gonna say, where has Austin Butler gone?
Okay, so
he was everywhere, and now he's kind of nowhere.
I mean, honestly, smart because he was a little overexposed for a time.
Well, okay, so I know he's in something coming out, I think later this year, that might have been delayed. Caught Stealing came out last year, was not very good. He's going to be in Miami Vice with Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, that's
never mind.
Perfectly cast.
Also,
another character who Gambit isn't just Southern. He's specifically New Orleans. So just because Austin Butler could do a weird Elvis accent doesn't necessarily mean. But again, maybe they don't give Gambit an accent at all. Maybe he's just. He's kitchen it.
It's he's also you're I haven't seen him in anything in a while, and you click on his profile, he's in 11 things that are in pre-production, so we'll get plenty of him in the not too distant future.
He just disappears into the role so seamlessly that we don't know.
Oh, mama. It's a canonical thing on Break Room that we do Austin Butler as Elvis. Oh, mama, I'm going to be in the X-Men, mama.
What did he say? It took him a year to lose that accent?
Yeah, he kept it even after
crazy.
filming.
See, we were all just as a society in a state of psychosis. He was, and we were, and we all went and saw Elvis.
Oh, mama, Sherry, you want to take my ace of spades?
I would say, I know you've already brought up
Gambit.
this movie. Jacob Elordi also had a crazy Elvis.
I know, we're talking about two different Elvises.
Yeah. There's some lines in that where I was like, whew, just.
Do you guys think Taylor Kitsch is look at all this love that X-Men is getting, and specifically the character of Gambit?
Missed his window,
Yeah.
Taylor Kitsch. Also, maybe not a good actor.
I mean, honestly, when I saw him in that movie, he was one of my favorite parts of that movie.
Isn't he in Taylor Sheridan Land?
Oh,
I think he is. I believe he might be a Tulsa King, or he might be a Y Ranger, or whatever.
Well, then stay
I want to
there.
throw out another name, just because, talking about people playing musicians. So there's 4 gentlemen in this Beatles insane thing that's coming out soon.
Yes.
2 of whom have already appeared in the MCU. Barry Keoghan, of course, was in Eternals, is playing Ringo. What's his name?
Kingo.
What's that?
Kingo? Oh.
He's playing Ringo from the Beatles.
Yep.
He played whatever Druid. I think he played Druid on. And then Joseph Quinn, Johnny Storm, is playing John Lennon.
That's true. So you're saying get the other 2 in there.
Well, Paul Mescal is only 30 years old.
And he's great. He's
Very
legitimately
good.
a great actor.
Got a little misstep with Gladiator 2. I won't put that on him.
Yeah, I don't know if that
I'd
was
agree.
him.
I thought that was a good.
Oh, the movie's bad though.
Yeah, but he's fine.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I'm not
Yeah.
putting it on him.
Right.
And then homeboy that is Harris Dickinson.
That's the one that no one really knows.
Well, he's been in a lot of stuff. He was in
before.
Triangle of Sadness. He was in the Nicole Kidman sexy movie. What was it
Oh,
called?
Baby Boy or whatever.
Or Baby Girl. He's been in a bunch of
Iron
stuff.
Claw.
Iron
I don't
Claw, he's
recognize
very
this
good
dude from
in.
anything.
He's done a lot of work, but not really broken out. Again, kind of looks a little bit like looks like Joseph Quinn. They kind of have similar skinny
that's-
Englishman vibes.
yeah.
But I'm just throwing out 2 other talented people. Though I've already said on a previous live stream, I'm tired of these British and Australian actors taking all of our canonically American superhero roles. You can have some of them, but I don't want all of them. That's why I need my. I need an Austin Butler. I need a Keke Palmer. I need that I have to keep going down my list because I also list a ton of foreign people. Chase Infinity, Mikey Madison. Let's get some. I just want some Americans in the.
Wait,
X-Men.
I will
That's all.
say, just based on how this dude looks, and I have seen him in nothing. I did not see that Baby Girl movie. Based on how he looks, I could see him as Havoc, who is Cyclops' brother, but also on a different team.
I would like
He has a Havoc vibe to him.
another character that has not been in a prominent
Yeah.
movie role. That then you could play the Summers brother dynamic a little bit.
He was in First Class, and now that I'm thinking of it,
Lucas
that actor looks a lot like this actor.
Yeah, maybe that's why you thought of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's keep plowing through these super chats. Sorry, Brian. I know he's itching here. When are we getting a live action remake of Cars? Says Matthew P. I mean,
That's
every time you
inspiring.
step out your front door and look down the road.
Yeah. It's just a human pulls up and it says, get in.
I mean,
I feel like they've had, when we get to the live action Pixar, like,
it's a dark day.
yeah. Ratatouille.
I think we get Ratatouille before we get
I don't
Cars,
know.
for
Does
sure.
Pixar do this, or is this Pixar is much less cash grabby than Disney is?
No.
Tell that to Cars 3, Gina.
That's
Toy Story
true, but-
5.
Toy Story 5. It's
I
on
know,
FP.
I know, but they like don't seem to be as like
Planes.
gimmicky as the others.
Yeah, they haven't gone down the live action remake route yet. I think that's largely because they are purely an animation company.
Right. And also a lot of this, like Disney started this because they like needed to like retain the rights to things. Like they didn't want like Winnie the Pooh, Person Hunter, or whatever those horror
Yes.
movies are
Well,
that are like, and then Winnie the Pooh kills a bunch
And
of
also they had a bunch of like 80-year-old animated movies that they wanted to introduce to a new generation.
Yes.
Now, I guess they also had a lot of 90s animated movies they wanted to introduce to a new
Classic
generation.
era of
And then they just started doing live action of like movies that
a
came out
couple
6
of
years ago or whatever.
Yeah.
But fun joke, Matthew P. Next super chat.
Janine.
Janine DeBean. What do you think of Lee Pace as Magneto? I like that.
I also the only man that's just as tall as Jacob
Damn,
Elordi.
I know, they could be eye to eye. They're the only two people in Hollywood that can stare at each other eye to eye.
Yeah,
he
he's
was
also-
buried under makeup as Ronin. A great point. He
Yeah.
was blue. Once you're blue, you can come back unblue.
Yeah, he's also just a fantastic. Anyone who's a Pushing Daisies fan, he had a weird. He was cast in Running Man. Weird.
Oh, I didn't see that. I mean, one of my COVID binge watches was *Halt and Catch Fire*, and he is heartbreaking and
good.
incredible in
He's
that.
great.
I like where your head's at. Lee Pace is a great call for Magneto. Yeah, another super chat. Enough said. NY. Do you guys want the next Beast to be slim, like Nicholas Holt's Beast, or is it time for a husky, comic accurate Beast? Let's go for the big boys.
I want the big boy. I want that
Yes.
big boy.
Also, I think
big boy
he says not body shaming. LOL. Correct. But like I think like somebody mentioned the guy from Saturday Night for Wolverine.
Yeah.
I think like you need Wolverine to be a tight package and probably needs to be pretty ripped.
Yeah.
But Beast does not need to be ripped.
Yeah, I mean, I'll always be in favor of that weird small waist and that disgustingly huge chest on top of the waist.
But if he's
like,
gonna be pretty
looks like
CGI
he's-
anyways,
Okay,
you know.
but hear me out. Cooper Hoffman as Beast.
I like that. I never liked the Cooper Hoffman as Cyclops rumors that
Yeah.
are going around. Him as Beast, I could get more into.
Yeah.
I don't know if he doesn't have the necessary like. Cooper Hoffman is great, but he doesn't sound like a pretentious smart guy.
That's right. He's more rumpled.
Yeah, like
And less, like, studious?
Like
Yes.
I want someone who every time they talk in an interview, like you're like, oh crap, like this is, and this might just, but like Beast's whole thing is like he's quoting poetry. He's like when you think of him, you think Frasier, like
Yeah.
that.
I'll also say, to go back on the thing I just said a few minutes ago, I would accept a British actor doing
For
Beast.
Beast, yeah.
And here's my other thing. If you're going to cast these Australians and Brits and Irish and Scottish people and stuff like that, let them use their normal accent. Who gives a shit if you just change it and say Scott Summers was born in Wales or
Yeah.
whatever, right? Like, I'm okay with that. Like, have a Beast and say that Hank McCoy is English. I don't care. Like, they should have always just said Xavier was from England. When it was Patrick Stewart and James McAvoy. Like, instead of making them do American accents, which Patrick Stewart didn't really try that hard, just let them be English. Who cares?
Yeah.
Okay, next super chat.
We've caught up.
Okay, we're caught up.
Yeah,
And we
caught
should
up.
probably wrap now. Thank you, everybody, for participating in this stream. We appreciate you. So 1,500 people watching. Bless your hearts.
Wow.
Again, the big stream is tomorrow. Look for us 6:30 Pacific tomorrow.
Ears.
Yes.
Whoa,
Oh,
there
those
it is.
are good ones. Miss Marvel
From my
ears.
friend Janine.
Captain Marvel.
Sent in a super
Nice.
chat.
Oh, thank
So,
you.
I was going to manifest, but we never ended up talking about Captain Marvel.
Do
Yeah.
we see Brie Larson on stage tomorrow?
I don't know.
No, okay. Doesn't seem right. We are anticipating, all the rumors are that this is going to be a loaded panel
Yeah.
tomorrow. All the things we talked about, probably 5 things we haven't even thought of or aren't even anticipating, will get announced. There will be a lot going on tomorrow. We're also anticipating it might be a long panel. So obviously there'll be lots of stuff that is a little off-brand for New Rockstars, but there'll be a lot of stuff on brand for us. We're really excited.
At least on brand for Gina and I.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
between
yeah.
us, we cover animation and parks
Yeah.
and all this stuff. Yeah, and we'll try to, again, maybe a little corners of gaming or products or whatever might come out. Fox properties, we'll report all that as it happens to you as well. So without further ado, thank you to super producer Brian.
Thank you, Brian.
Abby, Gina, thanks for joining me on this stream. Thank you all for being here. We hope to see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.